It's time for high school football. I'm Jeff Porsche welcoming you to Hurricane Stadium in Prairieville for tonight's REV game of the week between the Parkview Baptist Eagles and the Prairieville Hurricanes. Before we talk about tonight's game, let's send it to Jonathan Moore, who is standing by with Jude Marino, co-owner of Louisiana Medical Group, to tell us more about their business and some of the services they offer.
Thanks, Jeff. I'm here with Jude from Louisiana Medical Group. And Jude, thank you so much for joining us today, and excited to hear about your organization. And just tell us about the services that y'all offer for the community.
Yeah, so at Louisiana Medical Group, we have services that can fit all people, whether you're an athlete, young, old, aging, whatever you are, we have services. We got a weight loss clinic where we offer GLP-1 medications, and we offer a peptide that can keep your athletes hydrated. So come see us.
Come on, I love that. And I know that y'all offer very personalized service and training specifically geared towards people. Why don't you give us a little bit more details about that?
Yeah, so I'm an actual certified nutrition coach, and we do tailor plans for every person, whether it's a food plan that you're looking for or just some type of training nutrition plan. We can help you out. You can come in once a week, you can come in once a month. We really customize that service to whatever your liking is.
Come on, I love that. And I'm sure y'all have a bunch of them, but tell us about just some of the success stories that come to your mind whenever we talk about all this.
Yeah, we have literally hundreds of success stories, and one of them in particular, one person literally lost a person, 120 pounds, and she looks phenomenal now. I think we even got a shot of her, and she comes in still on a little maintenance plan, and we try and take care of her and make sure that she's healthy.
Come on, I love that. I don't know anyone who's not looking to lose weight and get in better shape, so that's awesome. So I know that you're partnering with REV. Tell us about how you're reaching out to the community through that.
Yeah, so we love partnering with our local communities, whether it's, again, athletes or corporations. Corporations, we have special discounts, so if you own a corporation or you work at one and you want your corporation to get in that discount program, come visit us and let's talk about it. As far as REV goes, this month, if you mention the REV game of the week, we're giving out free consultations. So come on in and get your free consultation, and we'll get you started either on a weight loss or on a peptide.
Come on, I love that. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Jude. And you heard it from him and Louisiana Medical Group. We want to thank you all so much for being here today and partnering with the community. And I look forward to seeing how we can continue to partner with you and continue to help people.
Thank you, Jonathan. Visit us at www.lmgmedicine.com.
Thank you so much. And Jude, thank you for joining us and Louisiana Medical Group. And right now we are going to turn. We also are blessed to be able to be interviewing Alexis from the band director at Prairieville High School. And Alexis, how are you doing tonight?
Doing very good. Doing good.
Come on, I love that. And I know we have a lot of fun things going on this year. Tell us what we have to look forward to with the Prairieville Hurricanes band.
We have exciting things going on. We have kind of two shows for you during halftime. Our competition show called Tower of Babylon, and then our spirit show where we're featuring Casey and the Sunshine Band's hit song, Boogie Shoes.
Come on, I love that. And I know there's other things that we can expect this year going into the season. And so tell us about some of the other things coming up this season as well.
Yep. Our first competition is actually Bandbury at Santa Maria High School on October 4th. And then we will host our own exhibition show October 25th, open for the public here at Surge Stadium, so anyone can come to that. And then we will be in state marching championships on November 4th.
Come on, that's awesome. And I know a lot of dedication goes into your students doing this on the field. Tell the viewers a little bit about what it takes to play in the Prairieville Hurricane Band.
We have band camp for 2 weeks right before school starts. Our color guard and percussion will continue to practice throughout the summer, but full band camp starts 2 weeks before school. And then we practice in class every single day for 90 minutes and after schools on Tuesdays and Thursdays and various Fridays and Saturdays, pending when we need them.
Come on, I love that. It's a prepared band. They do a great job. And I know that you go from not only marching in here, but then you'll go into competition season and you go into concert season. So tell people about what that transition looks like and some of those events that are going to be coming up.
Yeah, so right at the tail end of, football and marching season, it's kind of like spring training. We have our Christmas concert, and then we actually do the LMEA district assessment that happens around March, pending, dates and everything, and that happens late March, and then we're actually going to Orlando to march in one of the Universal parks this in April, and then we'll have various other spring concerts and solo ensembles. So we're just constantly playing throughout the year.
Come on, that's awesome. And where can people follow the Prairieville Hurricanes Band and find out more information?
We are on Facebook, just Prairieville High School Band.
Come on, that's great. Well, Alexis, thank you so much for joining us today. And we're going to take a quick break and then get back to the REV game of the week.
Welcome to REV, delivering fiber-powered technology for both your home and your business. With phone service that connects you to what's important, internet that keeps your devices up and running, TV that delivers all the big moments, and security that protects how you live and work. All backed by local support teams right here in Louisiana. With 5-star service and reliability you can count on, we're ready to connect you to the people and places that matter most. REV.
Chris's Specialty Foods has you covered for tailgating this season. We do all the prep work so you can spend time enjoying your family and friends. Steaks, burgers, sausage, chicken, wild game, and many other great pork options. Our central location is now open on Wax Road behind the Walmart. And the new Highland location serves hot lunches and has a meeting space for your work team. New Orleans and Millerville are rocking as well. It's fast, affordable, and delicious. It's Chris's Specialty Foods.
Everybody loves Chris's.
BT Chapman and AJ Pickett with Advantage Therapy are honored and excited to team up with Prairieville High School Athletics. At Advantage Therapy, we are dedicated to helping our patients regain the highest possible functional status through one-on-one patient care. Advantage Therapy has spent nearly 2 decades providing both outpatient orthopedic physical therapy and occupational therapy to the people of Ascension and surrounding parishes. From all of us at Advantage Therapy, go Canes!
For over 40 years, Bingle has been a trusted name in pest control. Now Bingle Pro Exterminators brings that same expertise and reliability to your home and business. From termites and mosquitoes to roaches, ants, wasps, and wildlife, no pest stands a chance against our professionals. At Bingle Pro Exterminators, we keep pests gone. For a free inspection, call 833-GO-BINGLE or visit binglepro.com. Bingle, the official pest control of LSU Athletics.
Order like a champ at Raising Cane's. We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Yalva's Seafood in Prairieville invites you to dive into a delicious dining experience. Since 2012, Yalva's Seafood has been locally owned and operated, which means meals made from scratch using fresh ingredients. Treat yourself to fresh fried seafood, steaks, and exciting seasonal additions to our menu. Stop in for brunch on Sundays. Enjoy a cold beer while satisfying those taste buds. And of course, there's always something for the little ones, so bring the whole family. Visit Galva's Seafood on Highway 42 in Prairieville.
We'll see you soon.
Dr. Brian Hollis is Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Dr. Hollis has an excellent reputation for bringing state-of-the-art technology and the highest standard of patient care to Ascension. He attended LSU Dental School, and he completed a residency to become a board-certified specialist in orthodontics. An avid supporter in our community, Dr. Hollis is married to Celeste Pyron Hollis, and they have 4 children. Dr. Hollis, Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Grow up smiling with Hollis Orthodontics.
At LRC Baton Rouge, we bring you trusted Motorola communication solutions along with advanced security and surveillance systems. We also specialize in a full range of AV solutions, including our own LRC View video walls that transform spaces with stunning visuals. Whether it's seamless communication, top-tier AV installations, or robust access control, LRC Baton Rouge is your all-in-one technology partner. Miller Safety Consulting is more than a service. They're a partner in protecting your people, your business, and your future. With over 27 years of experience, Jeremy Miller and his board-certified team provide expert safety services in OSHA consultation, legal case support, customized training, and more. They also offer online training courses in leadership, health and safety, and mental health and wellness in the workplace. Visit millersafety.com for more information.
90 years. It's not just a number. It's decades of dedication to great service. The local team at REV has been serving Louisiana families and businesses for generations. Our people have the experience to deliver a superior network, which gives you the speed and reliability to live your best life and get more done at work. We're here for your home and your business. You can count on REV. 90 years of building connections.
Welcome to the Rev Game of the Week. I'm Jeff Porsche, and we are in Prairieville as we have week 2 of high school football regular season. Today it's Parkview Baptist, the Eagles 0-1 on the year, and they will visit the Prairieville Hurricanes, who are also 0-1 on the season. Again, I'm Jeff Porsche, and Jonathan Moore will be joining us soon. And we'd also like to thank Jonathan for his interviews and thank our people who we interviewed, Jude Marino from the Louisiana Medical Group and Alexis Dry, who is the Prairieville High School band director. So thanks to everybody who made our pregame show work out. Now we turn to the game on the field. And as I said, Parkview versus Prairieville, and when you look at the two teams, first thing you have to look at are the two coaches. And on the Parkview side, you have a first-year coach, Devin Ducote, who comes from West Feliciana. He's 0-1. They lost last week. More on that in just a little while. But he was very successful over at West Feliciana. And he is a 2007 graduate of Parkview Baptist, so it's a homecoming for him. Now, as far as the Prairieville side goes, in his second year, athletic director Mike Schmidt, and you see him right there with the visor with his Prairieville Hurricanes. Last year, he was 2-8, and they are 0-1 on the season, so his record is now 2-9. He's in his 14th year. He coached in Colorado for a while, and he has an overall 76-73 record. And if you take out the record at Prairieville, he is 10 games over 500. Last season, of course, his first year at Prairieville and then first year program, so you expected the 2-8 record. But overall, he is a very successful coach. Now, when we look at what happened last week, both of these teams are coming off of losses, and you start with Prairieville, and they took on Lafayette Renaissance, and they are a young program, but they are a really good program. They are kind of the remnants of Lafayette Christian with Trev Falk and some of his coaching staff, and so they wound up winning that game 35-14. Parkview, they had a loss as well. They lost to Dunham 49-14, so both teams are coming off of losses. Last season, you see right there, it was the second game all-time for Prairieville High School, and Parkview Baptist beat Prairieville by a final score of 53-13, and that was played at Parkview Baptist. So now this season, they come to Prairieville High School. And as far as what we expect from both teams trying to get to 500. And when you look at Parkview Baptist, first thing you got to do is forget about last week. Last week you lost 49-14 to Dunham. And something about that you may or may not know, last week they played a pretty good quarterback. In fact, he's the number 1 quarterback prospect in the class of 2027. And so that's one reason why you had the big loss last week. Now, Prairieville, they don't have anybody like Elijah Haven that's going to be throwing the ball all over the field like you had last week. So you kind of just have to chalk that up to experience and realize this week you're not playing the same caliber at quarterback for sure. But don't get overconfident, because last season we talked about this. They beat Prairieville 53-13, and you might think, if you're on the Parkview side, oh, this might be an easy one. And it won't be like last season. That was a totally different team. There were very few seniors on the team. Everybody on this squad is now a year older, and they are a much better team. I've seen them play a couple of times, and they are definitely a much better team. So don't get overconfident for sure. Play with consistency. Last week they fell down 21-0 very early, and at that point they just couldn't recover. So one of the things that I saw when I watched some of the videos from the coaches and the players, they stress consistency. Don't make big mistakes. Have a solid offense, have a solid defense, play all the different aspects of football consistently, and eventually you will be successful. That's what they're going to try to do here tonight. As far as Prairieville goes, they're still a young program. And first thing I say is to believe in yourself. What I mean by that is you don't have a lot of wins. You don't have a lot of confidence coming off of last season with some of the games that you lost and some big scores. But in the Jamboree, they were playing against Dutchtown, and they had Dutchtown beat until the final play of the game, and Dutchtown won the game on a controversial touchdown that may have been caught out of bounds. Well, it was definitely caught out of bounds. We have the video to prove that. But Prairieville should have won that game last week, or 2 weeks ago. Then last week they played a really good team, so you can't really get down on yourself about that as well. If you can believe in yourself and you can believe you can win, they can do a lot better. But what happened last season, they had a lot of big quarters where 14-7 lead becomes a 35-7 lead very quickly because you make some mistakes on offense, you get some turnovers, the defense gives up some big plays. If you can avoid just kind of that snowball effect, when you make one bad play, it becomes 2 bad plays, and it becomes 3 and 4 bad plays. If you can avoid that and don't let Parkview have a 28-point quarter, then you're going to be in pretty good shape. And the other thing you can do to keep that score low is to shorten the game. Get an extra first down on a drive, because if you get an extra first down, that could potentially run a couple of minutes off the clock, maybe steal some drives. Go for it on 4th down, maybe have a couple of trick plays here and there, but hold on to the football and don't let the other team score a lot of points. Now, as far as the records go, last season Parkview made the playoffs. They lost to Dunham, same team they played last week. Elijah Haven, 42-0. Prairieville, they were in their first year. They were winless in district play. They won their first game and they won their last game, and they lost all the games in between. I've talked to Coach Schmidt a couple of times, and he says the team is better, and they are definitely better. Will the records show it? We don't know, because they play in a really strong district, and they have a really tough schedule. This could potentially be a game that they could win tonight if things go their way, and we expect a pretty competitive match here tonight between these two teams, as both of these teams are young, new coaching staffs and don't have a lot of experience. So it should be a fun game, and we're going to take a break, and we're going to bring in Jonathan Moore. We're going to talk more about this game, but right now we'll take a short break. You are watching the REV Game of the Week.
Welcome to REV, delivering fiber-powered technology for both your home and your business. With phone service that connects you to what's important, internet that keeps your devices up and running, TV that delivers all the big moments, and security that protects how you live and work. All backed by local support teams right here in Louisiana. With 5-star service and reliability you can count on, we're ready to connect you to the people and places that matter most. REV.
Chris's Specialty Foods has you covered for tailgating this season. We do all the prep work so you can spend time enjoying your family and friends. Steaks, burgers, sausage, chicken, wild game, and many other great pork options. Our central location is now open on Wax Road behind the Walmart. And the new Highland location serves hot lunches and has a meeting space for your work team. New Orleans and Millerville are rocking as well. It's fast, affordable, and delicious. It's Chris's Specialty Foods.
Everybody loves Chris's.
BT Chapman and AJ Pickett with Advantage Therapy are honored and excited to team up with Prairieville High School Athletics. At Advantage Therapy, we are dedicated to helping our patients regain the highest possible functional status through one-on-one patient care. Advantage Therapy has spent nearly 2 decades providing both outpatient orthopedic physical therapy and occupational therapy to the people of Ascension and surrounding parishes. From all of us at Advantage Therapy, go Canes!
For over 40 years, Bingle has been a trusted name in pest control. Now Bingle Pro Exterminators brings that same expertise and reliability to your home and business. From termites and mosquitoes to roaches, ants, wasps, and wildlife, no pest stands a chance against our professionals. At Bingle Pro Exterminators, we keep pests gone. For a free inspection, call 833-GO-BINGLE or visit binglepro.com. Bingle, the official pest control of LSU Athletics.
Order like a champ at Raising Cane's. We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
Yalva's Seafood in Prairieville invites you to dive into a delicious dining experience. Since 2012, Yalva's Seafood has been locally owned and operated, which means meals made from scratch using fresh ingredients. Treat yourself to fresh fried seafood, steaks, and exciting seasonal additions to our menu. Stop in for brunch on Sundays. Enjoy a cold beer while satisfying those taste buds. And of course, there's always something for the little ones, so bring the whole family. Visit Galva's Seafood on Highway 42 in Prairieville.
We'll see you soon.
Dr. Brian Hollis is Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Dr. Hollis has an excellent reputation for bringing state-of-the-art technology and the highest standard of patient care to Ascension. He attended LSU Dental School, and he completed a residency to become a board-certified specialist in orthodontics. An avid supporter in our community, Dr. Hollis is married to Celeste Pyron Hollis, and they have 4 children. Dr. Hollis, Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Grow up smiling with Hollis Orthodontics.
At LRC Baton Rouge, we bring you trusted Motorola communication solutions along with advanced security and surveillance systems. We also specialize in a full range of AV solutions, including our own LRC View video walls that transform spaces with stunning visuals. Whether it's seamless communication, top-tier AV installations, or robust access control, LRC Baton Rouge is your all-in-one technology partner. Miller Safety Consulting is more than a service. They're a partner in protecting your people, your business, and your future. With over 27 years of experience, Jeremy Miller and his board-certified team provide expert safety services in OSHA consultation, legal case support, customized training, and more. They also offer online training courses in leadership, health and safety, and mental health and wellness in the workplace. Visit millersafety.com for more information.
90 years. It's not just a number. It's decades of dedication to great service. The local team at REV has been serving Louisiana families and businesses for generations. Our people have the experience to deliver a superior network, which gives you the speed and reliability to live your best life and get more done at work. We're here for your home and your business. You can count on REV. 90 years of building connections.
Welcome back to the REV Game of the Week. Prairieville hosting Parkview Baptist. I'm Jeff Porsche, and Jonathan Moore back in the booth with us after his interviews for the pregame, and he's ready to give his 2 cents, as I believe that Parkview may be about to get out onto the field, and there they are. So tell us a little bit about what you expect tonight, Jonathan.
Thank you, Jeff. I'm really looking forward to watching a game with 2 programs that are trying to build their culture. You look at Parkview, they have a first-year head coach. It's only his 2nd game with the team. You're trying to, just like Prairieville was last year, you're trying to establish that culture. You're trying to establish the rhythm. Who are we as a team? Who are we as a program? And this game is probably going to be rough for them because they're still going through all those growing pains. But I'm really hoping and believing they're going to be competitive. I mean, Parkview year after year is always competitive. So we'll see what happens with that. And then Prairieville, it's year 2. Where are we progressing from year 1? That's what I want to see. Are we going to be more consistent? Are we going to limit the really bad quarters? Do we see growth in our sophomores and juniors from last year? And that's really where you see a program. You always hear a thing, you have to give a coach 4 years because you have to see what he does with those freshmen and sophomores that he was given. Can he get them to buy in? Can he get them to grow? Can he develop the talent? And I'm looking forward to seeing if that happens with Coach Smith's team tonight. And I do think it's going to be a competitive game. Both teams coming off of a loss, both teams coming in ready to compete, ready to get that first win of the season, and I think it's going to be good.
Right. It's hard to tell where these 2 teams stand right now because they played good competition.
Yes.
And so there was not much of a surprise that either team lost, but you might look at last year and you might think, well, this should be an easy win for Parkview, but I'm talking to the coaches, and I spoke to some of them today, and I talked to some of the players. Nobody's really saying, oh, yeah, we're going to win this game. But they say, look out, we can win this game. We might win this game. And so I don't think last year you could have said that. They knew that 2 games in. They won the first game last season. That was against Thrive Academy, and that was that was not a competitive game. Thrive is not a good program, so that really wasn't a good indicator. But they knew that this season they were a lot better, even though they're 0-1 this season, but 1-0 last season. As I believe, I'm trying to stretch here because you can see the Hurricanes are coming out the tunnel, and there they go, come for the first time this season at home.
Yeah, it is going to be nice getting to watch them. And when they're going up against this Parkview team, I mean, it's important for people to remember this is not the Parkview team of old.
Yeah.
This is not the triple option. This is not the 3 yards, 3 yards down equals a touchdown. This is not that team. This is a new team, new coaches, and it's really been a new team for the last 5 years. So when you see Parkview, you can't think of all their history, well, this is how they always were. This is a totally new program. And they have a new coach, they have a new direction, new offense, and we're going to see how they begin to build that culture. And like I said, it's going to be nice to see where does Prairieville go.
So we're going to, I believe, go to the national anthem shortly and the prayer, and then we're going to have the captains who will do the coin toss. So we will turn it to the public address at this point.
Prairieville High NJROTC Color Guard will present the colors under the direction of retired Navy BMC Joseph Costa. Color Guard members are Cadet Ensign Raleigh Chamberlain, Cadet Ensign Natasha Catoni, Cadet Commander Master Chief Parson Chamberlain, Cadet Chief Petty Officer Sophia Walker. Cadet Ensign Raleigh Chamberlain is commanding the Color Guard.
We are ready for the captains and the coin toss as we are done with the national anthem. As you see the color guard there at midfield and the band performing from the stands and led by Alexis Dry, the band director at Prairieville High School. And the captains on the Prairieville side, you see 77 and 78. That's Gabe Ford and Austin Gill. And then you also see number 83, Brody Creel, and number 12, Braylon Williams. Those are some of the seniors who have stayed for their final season. They're holdovers from last year, so they came over and they are kind of the foundation that this program is being built on. On the other side, you have 1, 25, 60, and 75. That's Landon Ripple. Number 1, number 25, Bryce Morello. Number 60, Logan Parker. And number 75, Landon Smith. So we'll have the coin toss, and then we'll figure out who's going to get the ball to start. So looks like Parkview has won the toss. They are most likely going to defer. So let's see. Prairieville will be moving from left to right in the blue jerseys. And that's, in fact, what happened. Parkview has deferred. So Prairieville will receive to start the game. And as we get ready for the opening kickoff, we can turn it over and take a look at the Prairieville starting offense. They're going to be led by number 0, Skylar Kelly. In the backfield, Ivan Sanders, and number 16. And then the receivers, Kyle Daigle, Chance Jackson, Hudson Detman, tight end Parker Feist. And in the offensive line, Brennan Shawls, Austin Gill, Jackson Creel, Evan Quibido, and Abram Ogeron. And so we are just about ready for the opening kickoff. We'll do the Parkview Baptist defense after the kick return. And we're just about ready for football, Jonathan.
I know, it's exciting. It's a good night, too. The weather has actually been really nice the last few weeks in Louisiana. And it's a good night for football. There's a light breeze on the field, and ready to get to see some Friday night lights.
The kicker for Parkview is number 31. He's a freshman, Joshua Sickler. So I'm assuming that this is his first season as the kicker, and we'll see who's back there to receive. I believe centered back there is number 12, Braylon Williams, the DB. He's kind of favoring the right hash. And we are underway. And it's going to get to Williams at the 22. He's going to try the right side and use his speed to get close to the 40-yard line. So it'll be first down at about the 38, tackled by Ripple for Parkview. As you see the replay, and then we'll get to the Parkview defensive starters. Good return for the Hurricanes. Defensive starters for Parkview Baptist. On the line, you have Carson Grantham, number 30, Landon Smith, 75, Bladen Brake, number 48. At linebackers, Blaine Burrell, number 23, Peyton Jenkins, number 11, John Lee, number 33, and then the cornerbacks, Nick Dixon, Cruz Matty, Marquise Franklin, and then Christian Richardson and Brandon Golick at safeties. So they're running a 3-3-5. Actually, it looks like they're going to have 4 down linemen to start the game, and it's 1st and 10 for the Canes. Man in motion. That's Wallace who's starting, and the quarterback's going to keep it. He scored on the first play on a long touchdown run last week, and on this play he gets about 6 yards. So it's a good run. Tackled by 7 Domang for Parkview.
Yeah, we saw a lot of that last year with Prairieville. A lot of misdirection, a lot of option. You know, they love the pre-snap motion, and we'll see a lot of it this year, and just try to confuse the defense, get them out of position so you can make some plays.
It's 2nd and 3, and that's Wallace, and he won't get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe got back, tackled by the defensive line for Parkview, Jake Kendrick, number 71. Also number 23 on the tackle, Blaine Burrell. So good job by the Parkview defense. It's 3rd down and 3, and this is what I was talking about in the keys to victory. It's important for Prairieville to get this first down right here and hold on to the football early on. There's a little jump, no flag thrown. They got back out of the neutral zone.
Yeah, 3rd and short. You would hope they could pick this up. I mean, it's a very manageable 3rd down. I would be surprised if they keep it on the ground here, but
1 second, and it's a quarterback keeper up the middle, and they get the first down, and they move the chains. So another 2 minutes of Prairieville on offense as they get their first down at home here tonight.
Just a good quarterback power run right up the middle. Get 2 hats on 23 and push them up for a 4-yard gain.
And that first down keeps the drive going as they approach midfield. We're just underway, no score. Prairieville versus Parkview Baptist.
Looks like they're coming on a blitz here.
Quick pass complete. And that might be another first down. Catch made by Cale Daigle.
So good little run. Pass option looking there, saw the quick out with the safety coming up to blitz, and good play call.
Tackled by Domang. It's another first down for the Hurricanes at the 41-yard line. And it's going to be a handoff to Wallace, but that didn't fool number 4, Marquise Franklin, coming in from his nickelback position. So that's going to be a loss of 4, 2nd and 14.
It's a good job blowing it up in the backfield as Landon Smith goes off the field, and that's a big old run stopper in the middle. Parkview has got some big boys in the center of that line. It's going to be hard for Prairieville to move them all night.
Right. You might see some of those little quick passes like you saw a moment ago to Daigle. It's 2nd down and 14. Daigle goes in motion. And it's going to be an option right, and the quarterback keeps it. He gets to the edge, and he's close to a first down. Nice run on 2nd down, and that takes you from 2nd and long to 3rd and short, which is just what you want to do right here.
Parkview's coaches are not happy with the contain that happened right there. He was 5 yards onto the field after the play. You can see him right there, not happy.
3rd and 2 as 8:58 left to go in the first quarter. A first down will give Prairieville 3 more plays with the football right here. And it's Wallace, and I don't know. It's like very close. The far side looks short, but I'm not going to say anything till they make the spot. He did put his fist up, so it is 4th down.
So now the first decision of the home season for Prairieville.
I don't think it's much of a decision. They're going for it.
I mean, at this point, do you take the ball out of the quarterback's hands? He's been the most effective runner so far.
Right. He's probably the fastest guy out there, too. He's a good athlete. He wasn't the starter last season. Charlie Green was the starter. He's the backup now. And it's going to be Wallace, and that's a 4th down stop by the Parkview Baptist Eagles. Bladen Blake, number 48, blows up the play in the backfield. Big stop by the Eagles.
I'm surprised that he handed it off on the option.
Yeah.
I would have thought they would have just – power was working there, but –
I expected a sneak.
Yeah.
Right there.
That's what I mean, quarterback power right there. If you only needed a yard, he's moved the ball really well so far, but now we get to see the Prairieville defense.
Right, and we'll go through the offensive starters for Parkview, but you see that big number 5, that really tall guy, he's your quarterback, as you might expect. He's a senior. His name is Logan Sorrell, as we'll get to that afterwards, as it's 1st and 10. Sorrell is the quarterback from the shotgun. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. So they get their first offensive snap at 8:13 here in the first quarter. And it's a handoff for a short gain by Marquise Franklin. Now the Parkview offensive starters, Sorrell at quarterback, Marquise Franklin at running back. And then the receivers are Domang, Ripple, and Golick. Tight end Joe Green. Offensive line, Jackson Valome, Willie Williams, Logan Parker, Jackson Laughlin, and Carter Steele. Defensive starters after this play, it's 2nd and 8 for the Eagles. Now you get 2 backs in the backfield. Second and 8. Handoff. It's going to be 3rd and 8 after this play. As the defensive starters for Prairieville, you got a three-man line: Daniel Williams, Gabe Ford, and Brody Creel. At linebackers, you have Stanton Delapass, Eric Williams, Devin Williams, and Joe Perley. And then in the secondary, Jamarion Meady, Braylon Williams, Cade Abair, and Zaid Richmond.
So we've seen it with Parkview so far. I mean, 2 runs. They've only been able to move that defensive line at Prairieville 3 yards.
And they're going to try the option. Tripped up in the backfield, and it's going to be 4th down. And we got to credit that, I believe, to number 38. And looked like Taj Wallace. Let's see. Actually, number 32. My bad. That's Daniel Williams. Big defensive end, making the big play on 3rd down.
Yeah, that was a good job getting in the backfield, forcing a punt. That's the best start you could ask for. 3 and out after you turned it over on downs, and hopefully they get a good return and able to get some good field position.
Looks pretty evenly matched so far here.
Yeah, 2 very similar offenses, you know.
Mm-hmm. We may get the hydration break after this play, or maybe the play after that, as the over-the-shoulder catch made by Braylon Williams, and he's in trouble but gets free. Now gets past the 30 and to the 36. Great return and good field position for the Hurricanes.
Yeah, good job. Prairieville special teams, both on the kickoff return and that, looked good, and good stop by the defense right now. Able to set up their offense, and this is kind of what we expected. You know, 2 teams still learning, still feeling things out. And it looks like we are going to get that hydration break.
So, yes, we'll have the hydration break. We got one score to update. EA leads Salmon 7-0, and that's a good start for the Spartans, as we're going to take a look at what districts these 2 teams play in. And you have on the left District 5, 5A, that's where Prairieville plays, and you got the Ascension Livingston District with Denham, Dutchtown, EA, Live Oak, Santa Ma, and Walker. Now, Parkview plays in 6-3A, so they have Collegiate Prep, Glen Oaks, Helix Mentorship, Madison Prep, Parkview, Port Allen, and U-High. There's 2 really good teams in that district. Madison Prep, we saw them last week beat Dutchtown, and U-High, of course, is always really good. And then right after that, probably Parkview and Port Allen.
Yeah, it always is a tough district, especially when playoffs roll around. I mean, one of those 4 teams, we're not surprised when one of them is either in or wins the state championship.
That's right. And on 1st down, quick pass, incomplete. Trying to get it to Feist on the little quick pop in the seam. And it's incomplete. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 10.
Little RPO, but just a little bit indecisive right there by the quarterback. Whenever you're going to fake that handoff, you got to really fake the handoff and commit to the pass, and the receiver just a little bit too high for him.
2nd down and 10, 5:50 left to go in the 1st quarter, no score. And there's a handoff up the middle, big hole, and he's going to get about 8 before he's wrestled down. That's Caden Bartholomew, number 1, or make it number 41, and kind of a shoulder pad rip down to the ground right there. As you see, I think that's number 11 making the tackle, Peyton Jenkins. And it's 3rd down and 2 for the Canes.
Able to get into another 3rd and manageable, and
yep.
Same thing right here. Do you take it out of the quarterback's hands?
I don't know if they're going to choose it this time. Nope, they're going to keep it, and it's going to be close. It looks like, I think it's 4th and half a yard, as it looks like it's about a 46 and a half, and needs to get to the 47. That's like 46 and 3/4. So now they're going to say a 1st down. That's why I never, ever say that. He put his fist up.
I don't think they realize it. I think they're just
And
I don't think they realized it.
No, and now you just got the little, almost a kind of tush push, as you said. And Kelly gets about 5 yards on 1st down. And I think they did that little quick snap to because I believe Parkview was kind of upset about the call, maybe thought it was a bad spot, and so they kind of caught him off guard and got 5 yards very quickly. So it's 2nd down, 4:21, and again, that ball control, extend the clock, keep the ball out of Parkview's hands, and they're past midfield.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're Prairieville, 5 yards of play is that's a good strategy. Just And now they're going for the home run here, but
Play
checks
action.
it down.
Oh, you should have just let that one go. I believe Daigle got his hands on it and caught it, and because he was headed toward the turf, he loses about 3 yards, and it's 3rd and 8. Yeah. That's when you just got to let go. But your instinct right there kind of takes over, and you're like, I got to catch the pass. But then it turns out to be a negative play.
Yeah, tried to take a shot right there. Had 2 guys streaking down the field, but just nothing open. Good coverage by Parkview, and now this gets what Prairieville does not want, is that 3rd and long.
Yep. And now you got the quick pop, and that's Daigle, and it's going to be 4th and 5. This might be a punting situation right here.
Yeah, and that play almost looked like, if we could see it again, it almost looked like he was looking for the lateral right here. You watch him on the outside, and
yeah, I see that little hook.
Yeah, it almost looks like they were looking for the hook and lateral, but
I think that was Chance Jackson who they were thinking about getting it to.
I think they're going for it here.
Yeah, they are going to go for it.
See if or at least they're going to,
or at least they're going to act like they are, because you know what? It looks like they're in a position where a defensive encroachment could, a little hard count could get you a first down.
It looks like it's about 6 yards.
But they're just going to run it.
They're going to go for it.
Rolling out, and there's a flag, and it's going to be a turnover on downs, and I'm sure they will decline the penalty. I think that was Quibido over there that was holding the defensive end.
I would be shocked if it's against Parkview.
And so they've gone for it a few times here, and that's kind of what I was saying that I kind of expect, because they want to get some more offensive plays, wear out the defense, run some clock. They've been successful. They've run a lot of the clock so far. 2:44 left to go in the first quarter, no score. And if you remember last year, they gave up 53. And they're on a good pace right now, as I believe they've had 3 offensive plays so far and no first downs on the Parkview side.
Well, they've got some good things going for them here. Parkview is kind of in the same position they were last year. They're transitioning into a new coach. They don't really have any playmakers right now that can create separation and create those big plays. And Prairieville on that first possession played really good defense.
As they're going to go downfield, and the receiver's open and would have had to make the Willie Mays catch. Yeah. Pass is overthrown by about 3 yards as they were trying to get it to 35, Nick Dixon. And he did have the coverage beat, but pass just too far.
But when you look at them both, you're Parkview, they're trying to establish that rhythm. They're trying to figure out their offense. Prairieville did a good job of stopping the run. Not surprising, Parkview comes out and airs it out. First play of their new drive. But like you said, they're moving the ball in small increments. Prairieville just has to avoid those long 3rd downs.
Yes. They had that in that previous possession with that 3rd and 8 and could not convert on 4th and 5.
Yeah, but at the same time, we're looking at Parkview, and it's kind of similar to them so far. They're not built to get those huge chunk yards.
This is their longest play from scrimmage right here. Sorrell keeps it and gains 6 or 7. Spot is at the 46, so that's going to be a 6-yard gain.
Now this is where it gets interesting. Prairieville now has to think about the pass because you were able to take one over the top. Is this a moment to where they think the run's coming? Do you do that play action and then try to send a guy streaking down the field?
And they can use 2 plays here to get this first down. That's another consideration as they turn to the sidelines for the offensive play call.
And you have one-on-one coverage on both your receivers, so if they want to take a shot, this is the place.
Yes, they have 1 safety deep.
They're going for
and there's a big first down for the Eagles, their first down of the night. And so they move the chains, and they can extend that clock a little bit. As you see a nice carry right there. And that is
I didn't see who it was.
Easy first down, but kind of blocked by all the players, but a good first down run for Parkview.
Whoever the left edge is for Prairieville, had a chance to make that tackle at the line of scrimmage, wasn't able to bring him down, and turned it into a little 10-yard gain.
We are moving very quickly here. We're almost at the end of the first quarter already. And there's an option pitch, and he's got the edge. Gets about 6 on the play. So a good first down play run by Seven Domang, sophomore wide receiver for the Eagles.
Parkview finding some rhythm this drive. couple of big chunk plays back to back.
Big series here for the defense as we are now inside of a minute. Still no score. Prairieville versus Parkview. Second down, run up the middle. That's a first down and more by Marquise Franklin as they are approaching the red zone. They don't have to run another play here, but we'll see if they decide to try one. Looks like they're going to go to the hurry up as they may catch a player offside or too many people on the field, I guess you could say. They don't call it, and you see the defensive line knock down Marquise Franklin. No penalty for roughing right there, as this will probably be the final play of the first quarter. Good job right there. You see, you talked about Delapass right there on the previous play, makes another tackle right there, as that is the end of the first quarter. So no score between Parkview Baptist and Prairieville. We'll take a break. You're watching the REV Game of the Week.
Prairieville High School would like to thank the following Cat 5 sponsors for their support of our athletic programs: Raising Cane's, Galvez Seafood, Advantage Therapy, Hollis Orthodontics, Miller Safety Consulting, Louisiana Radio Communications, Bingo Pro Exterminators.
Welcome back to the REV Game of the Week. A maybe the fastest first quarter we've seen in some time. No score between the Eagles and the Canes. That was definitely a faster first quarter than the Santa Maria Cecilia first quarter last night.
What a game that was. I watched it, and I just wondered if either team was ever going to play defense.
Yeah.
And it really did come down to who's going to have the ball last here, because as offensively, both of those quarterbacks, the skill players just looked phenomenal. Santa Maria, though, their defense and their special teams looked absolutely terrible out there most of the game, and then they came up with a big stop at the very end. But, man, offensively, Cecilia and Santa Maria, they were putting up some points. What was it, 60-56?
That was the final score.
It was unreal. On the pass with 20 seconds left, a perfect pass in the corner of the end zone. That was one of those great games you'll remember forever.
And now you see the option keeper by Logan Sorrell will get about 3, and that's going to bring up second down and 7. No scoring on either side. Prairieville had a couple of nice drives, but fourth down conversions were unsuccessful. And now Parkview has probably the best offensive drive of the night in progress right now.
If you're Parkview, I don't know if they want to settle for a field goal here. This might be one of those we try to get 4 and then go for it on 4th. I'm not sure how good their kicker is, but this is a game, though, that field goals probably are going to be very, very important.
And this time trying to cut outside, get down to about the 16 is Grayson Rogers, sophomore running back for the Eagles, and that's going to bring up fourth down and 5, and they're not even thinking about bringing in the field goal unit. So this is a big play for the Hurricane defense right here. Fourth down, one back, quarterback from the shotgun, one receiver left, trips right. Got 2 deep. You got 3 down linemen, 4 linebackers.
Coach is making some last-second adjustments. I don't know if we're going to see a timeout here. It looks like we're going to see a timeout.
Right. As I think Prairieville was looking pass right there, and they cause Parkview to call the timeout. We'll keep it here, and we will look at what happened last week in District 5-5A. As the game I was at, Madison Prep beat Dutchtown 48-41. Brother Martin came back and beat EA 29-22. Lafayette Renaissance Charter, of course, beat Prairieville. Santa Maria with the blowout up in Shreveport against Byrd. So now they're 2-0. Denham Springs beat Hammond. St. Paul's beat Live Oak. And Walker beat Ponchatoula. And so last week, the only team in Ascension Parish that won was Santa Maria. They've won again this week, and now they're 2-0. I think Live Oak lost this week already last night, so they're 0-2.
Yeah, this district is out of conference. They schedule some tough games.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing, though, how competitive this district is this year. You got 3 coaches entering the second year with their programs. You have some coaches that have been with their programs for decades. And I mean, are we going to see Prairieville take the steps forward? Are we going to see EA take step forward? I believe Live Oak is their coaches on his second year as well. So are we going to see that growth from these programs? I mean, there's always the stalwarts. It feels like Dutchtown and Santa Ma are always competing for the district title. And
now on 4th down, and there's pressure. He gets free. He may try to run it. Now he throws toward the end zone, and it's caught for a touchdown by number 4, Marquise Franklin, who stepped in front of a Prairieville defender who was looking for the pick, caught it, and got into the end zone. And Parkview Baptist strikes first.
That's the hardest play to give up a touchdown on.
Yep.
You have the quarterback. You have him dead to rights. You don't have the contain on the left side of the line, and he's able just to float one in over your safety's head. That's rough.
And now the extra point coming for the Eagles. That's not the place kicker, or not the kickoff specialist. This is the place kicker right here. And it's a line drive.
Yep.
And it is
no good.
No good. So it's 6-0 Eagles with the lead, and we will take a break. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
Prairieville High School would like to thank the following Cat 5 sponsors for their support of our athletic programs. Raising Cane's, Galvez Seafood, Advantage Therapy, Hollis Orthodontics, Miller Safety Consulting, Louisiana Radio Communications, Bengal Pro Exterminators.
Welcome back to the Rev Game of the Week, 6-0 Eagles. Let's take a look at that touchdown on the replay. So you see the rollout, last second pass, and you saw the defender kind of hit the turf right there. I didn't see that on the initial play, but that kind of helped out, and receivers able to catch it about the 3-yard line and get into the end zone.
Yeah, just right over Braylon Williams' reach, and good pass, good touch pass there by Sorrell, and just that's the exact thing you did not want to happen on 4th and 5 is, can we get him tackled? Can we get him down? Doesn't have to be in the backfield. Just stop him before the first down.
And the line drive taken, and wisely grabbing it and hitting the turf. I believe that's Chance Jackson, number 7, and that's going to be good field position for the Hurricanes. He might have been able to do something with it, but you don't want to get a turnover right there. He's a sure hands guy and a good runner, but he plays receiver. He's a sophomore and starting, but I think he just decided we have good field position. Don't give up the ball right here.
And I don't care who you are. When there's 11 people and coming straight down right at you, and there's only 2 guys of yours in between you and them, I don't blame you sometimes for just falling on top of that ball, because it's going to take you a second to pick it up, collect yourself, and by then they're on top of you.
So Prairieville, this is their 3rd possession here. They were able to get first downs and move to the other side of the field both times, but couldn't convert on 4th down. Now you have a nice run and a first down and then some as he gets to the edge and goes out of bounds. Number 41, Caden Bartholomew. He's been the most successful Prairieville running back here tonight, and he gets a big play for the Canes.
Yeah, last year we saw Duke was the running back, and Duke did not have the breakaway speed that Bartholomew had right there, and that was a very good run.
They had a lot of running backs last year that they used, and I think they've kind of settled on Wallace and Bartholomew as kind of their 1-2 punch this season. The ball is now at the 32-yard line, so they're back in Parkview territory. First down, and a pass all the way, now under pressure. Gets free, and he's going to try to throw it out of bounds. I don't think that gets back to the line of scrimmage. That, what they call grounding right there. He got out of the tackle box, though.
He got out of the tackle box. That was very close. I am very surprised they gave that to him, because that ball definitely did not make it past the line of scrimmage.
And credit the pressure to number 23, Blaine Burrell.
Parkview's coach is lobbying hard for it, but they're not giving it to him. I mean,
yeah, it's a close play.
That was definitely short, but
And that would have been about 2nd and 25 if they would have ruled it grounding. So big break for the Canes. And now he keeps it, gets outside, tries to break a tackle, and they got his leg, and he's not going anywhere. So it's going to be 3rd and long for the Canes. That's number 2, Maddie, I believe, that made the tackle.
And times like that is where you got to learn as a runner. You need a couple of yards there. Just fall forward, get those couple of yards. You know, it's going to be 3rd down and 8, 3rd down and 7, but every yard counts when you're down there. This is your chance to score. You had a great big run. You started with good field position. Take a couple of yards, and it makes 3rd down a little bit more manageable because you know you're going for it on 4th.
Yeah, you got to right here from 32.
So far, Parkview's 4-2-5 has been very effective at stopping the run, other than that one big chunk play. Oh, he had the running back out of the backfield.
Waiting for the play to develop, and now it's overthrown, and that could have been dangerous. As number 11 was back there, Jenkins, as he keyed on the running back, but if he would have been looking at the ball, he could have possibly picked that, and that could have been a disaster.
Bartholomew, when he squeezed out of the backfield right there, had about 8 yards of running space in front of him with only one man to beat. If he was able to dump that ball off to him, they would have been very close to a 1st down.
They're going to go for it right here. Going to be interesting to see what they call. They haven't really had a vertical pass here tonight that's been successful.
Parkview looks like they're switching to that 3-3-5.
And we have a whistle. This may be a timeout.
No, they got a flag.
Nope.
We got a false start.
False start. That's going to make it even harder. 3rd and 15.
And I will say, Parkview's coaches, they are living on the field tonight.
Yep.
It is,
Look at that. You're right.
There are 7 coaches on the field. I mean, I know that this is high school football, but if I'm the Prairieville guys, there's a bunch of grown men yelling in my ear.
Let's see if they can get something vertical right here, or if they just try a little screen and see what they can get. 4th and 15. Or maybe you just chuck something down the field and hope for a pass interference. Who knows?
Yeah, it looks like they're dropping 7 into coverage.
And pressure, gets free. If he can turn the corner, he's got room to run. Throws downfield, and it's knocked away. Great defensive play by Parkview Baptist as that receiver was open.
Yes.
And the ball was on target.
I can't see who the receiver was. Is that 88? 88 right there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Man, he had Paul, and that was a very good throw because Paul was going to catch that. Both feet were in bounds.
Yeah.
That was a great breakup by Parkview right there. Wow.
So 4th down. They're dying on that 4th down conversion right now. And they trail 6-0 with 8:43 left to go. This is a big drive in this ball game because if you are Prairieville, you don't want to fall down by 2 scores, and you don't want Parkview to have a 5 or 6 minute drive here either. So we'll see what the Prairieville defense can do. They made a stop on the first series.
They're looks like they're selling out more to the run right here, going with a traditional 3-4, and they are manning up with only one man over the top.
And quarterback keeper Sorrell gets through, and he's got close to 10. I'm not going to say whether he got the 1st down. I told you that. I think he's short. 2nd down and 1. Ball at the 46-yard line. Good job. Eventually he's tackled by 22 for the Canes. Braden Duke.
Just a good power scheme right there. Parkview lines up 5 guys and has a lead blocker run in front, and they're just putting a hat on a hat.
2nd and short.
Pretty sure there's a player lined up off sides right now.
It looks like it, doesn't it? No flag. Pressure, and he is going to go down and sacked by number 31 for the Canes, Devin Williams.
Big play there. That's 3rd and long now. Parkview is not, other than that one quick pass, they have not been able to get the ball down the field passing it. So if you're Prairieville right here, contain them. Don't give up a lot of yards on this play and make them punt, and you got another chance to score before halftime.
How often do you go from 2nd and 1 to 3rd and 17? Not often.
No.
And they're going to run the screen. He's got lots of room. He's going to get a 1st down. No doubt about it.
No contain right there.
Marquise Franklin, big play for the Eagles.
And if you watch that replay, they rush, no contain, 19 out of position. He's watching the quarterback over the middle. Right now, the Prairieville coach is not happy.
Yeah, you had a chance to get off the field right there.
And you just talked about it. How often do you go from 2nd and short to 3rd and 18? How often do you see 3rd and 18 converted on the next play?
Yep.
With a simple screen.
Prairieville couldn't do that on 4th and 15. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Handoff. Good yardage. Just moving the pile ahead. And it's going to be about a 6-yard gain by Franklin.
And Parkview leaning on their strengths. They've got a bunch of big guys up front just moving the football, power football. Just a hat on a hat.
They're feeling it right now. It's 2nd down and about 4, 6:51 left to go. Close to the hydration break right here as we head toward halftime. Parkview already up 6-0, trying to extend their lead. Sorrell at quarterback, and there's a handoff. It's going to be 3rd down and manageable.
So what's kind of happening to Prairieville, you saw it with the screen. They're just moving the ball just a few yards here, a few yards there, and it's just setting up for whenever they do eventually do that play action. They're going to set a guy up over the top and go for a big gain.
It's 3rd and about 3.5 to 4. That was Rogers on the carry.
Coming after him here.
You got 1 deep. You got 2 linebackers. You got 5 down linemen. Man coverage, and we have the hydration break right now, so we'll keep it here. And let's talk about the games tonight that are going on. And actually, there were some games last night. We talked about Santa Maria beating Cecilia. Dunham beat Live Oak. We talked about that. Dunham beat Parkview last week. Ponchatoula at Dutchtown. Salmon at East Ascension. Parkview at Prairieville. You know what's going on there. All 4 teams at home this week in Ascension Parish. Kind of unique. And then you have Denham Springs at Central, and then on Walker at Woodlawn is on REV expanded. And you have an update now on the EA game?
EA's up 15-0 on Salmon. They're getting close to the end of the first quarter. That was the last update that we had for them.
So now it's 3rd down and 3. Great shot right there. Love that shot. And now it's 3rd down and 3 for the Eagles. Trying to make it a 2-score game on the Hurricanes. Home opener for Prairieville.
They really need to stop them for no gain or a loss here.
And Sorrell keeps it, and he is taken down. Is that a horse collar? No flag, and so it's 4th down. Good job right there. I was worried there for a second. I think that was Daniel Williams.
I don't know what he grabbed. I'd have to see it from the other angle, but whatever he grabbed pulled him down in a very awkward way. I thought I saw a flag go out, but there must have been a quarterback on the other side that was warming up.
Yeah, and that's...
There we go. Okay, so he just got his hand around the shoulder pads.
Yep. Daniel Williams, he's a good kid and a solid player there at that defensive end spot. And they're going to come out with their punting unit as Parkview chooses to play field position, and I guess they're telling Prairieville right here, look, if you can go 87 yards in 5 minutes and 15 seconds, then you deserve to tie this game.
Yeah, and if you're Prairieville now, you have enough time. You were able to move the ball on that last drive pretty well on the first play. Don't give up any losses.
That offensive line has to protect the quarterback a little better too, because Skylar Kelly's running for his life.
Yeah, I mean, he's saying HUD, and they were rushing 3 on that last drive, and all 3 were in the backfield in a matter of seconds.
And it's good if you can set up the screen, but they had a little trouble setting up that one screen that you saw. They were trying to get to Bartholomew, and the pass was way off target.
And we're going to see, I mean, last drive, he had the running back sneaking out of the backfield a few times wide open. We'll see if they turn it over to him again.
And pressure again, but Kelly's going to keep it. That's kind of a design run. He's to the 30. He's to the 40. Can he get an extra step? He does! And they're going to go 87 yards in one play. How about that? No flags on the field. And Prairieville's tied this game.
Great run right there. You watch him get to the outside. It was just a matter of speed. He had one man to beat, got to the corner, made a move, and he was gone.
Skylar Kelly, sophomore quarterback, well, junior quarterback, excuse me. Let's see, let's just double check that. Yeah, he is a junior, and look at that. Breaking tackles, using that speed. And I told you, he's maybe the fastest guy on that field for the Canes, and now a chance to get the extra point and take the lead at home. It is good, and Prairieville leads 7-6. 4:56 left to go before halftime. We'll take a break. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
Welcome to REV, delivering fiber-powered technology for both your home and your business. With phone service that connects you to what's important, internet that keeps your devices up and running, TV that delivers all the big moments, and security that protects how you live and work. All backed by local support teams right here in Louisiana. With 5-star service and reliability you can count on, we're ready to connect you to the people and places that matter most. REV.
Welcome back to the Rev Game of the Week. And I told you, Parkview basically told Prairieville, if you can go 5 minutes and go 87 yards, then you deserve to tie the game or take the lead. And guess what? They went 87 yards in 19 seconds. 19 seconds, one play. Skylar Kelly, 87-yard TD run.
It's a great run right there. Just cut to the outside. He had one man to beat once he got there and able to juke him, and just pure speed. That was a very good job, and it was one of those, it was just an option play. Was able to read that edge, saw the edge crash, and cut it outside.
I believe that's going to be out of bounds. Oh.
Going to have a legal procedure.
That's the kicker who made the extra point, Evan Usner. He's a two-sport player. Let me see if you know what you think the other sport is that he plays.
Lacrosse.
Yeah. Well, he'd probably be pretty good at that too. Now he's one of the soccer players for sure.
Shocking. I have very few 5A schools that have the kicker that's not the soccer player.
Yep.
Although Parkview's kicker, the last one that just tried that field goal, I'm
I don't
not
know
sold on him playing soccer.
Yeah, that took just a sideways, unlucky sideways bounce right there.
That was a good kick, though. That thing went 60 yards down the field and went out of bounds at the 3.
So Parkview starts with good field position, 1st and 10 from the 35. Now they have a chance to maybe take a lead before halftime. And on first down, that's Franklin, and he's wrapped up. Big hand just wraps him up right past the line of scrimmage and tells him you ain't going nowhere.
That was a really good tackle right there, because if he was able to break through that arm tackle, I think it was 83 or 77, there you go.
Yep.
If he was able to break through that arm tackle, he might have gotten a few extra yards.
Big Gabe Ford, senior.
And they are, we don't have Parkview's weights listed for their line, but Prairieville has definitely given up some size on both sides of the line, offensively and defensively.
Yeah, they still have a young offensive and defensive line for sure.
Yeah, they got some big boys on Parkview's O-line, and you can see them leaning on the Prairieville players, getting a few extra yards here and there.
It's 2nd and 9. Keeper, that's a first down. That might be 6. Can he get through? He breaks one tackle. He's not going to get all the way through. He gets into the red zone, though. Great run by Logan Sorrell. Now the quarterbacks are putting on a show.
Yeah. And just like we said, those big guys able to create a hole. He gets around there, tries to break. It breaks 2 out of 3 tackles, but can't get the third one.
Yeah, you had the angle on him, and he had to cut through between 2 defenders, and that's never a good option right there. And so they do get to the red zone. It's 1st and 10 from the 20.
Prairieville bringing in a couple of fresh bodies right there.
And it's going to be 2nd and 10. Good tackle on that defensive line, bringing down Franklin. I think that was
one of the players
number 19, Pearley, I believe.
One of the new players that just checked in. I couldn't see which one. It might have been 50.
They're going to say he lost about half a yard. It's 2nd down and 10.5. So who's number 50 there,
Roderick
Coach?
James.
Roderick James.
Yeah, they just subbed in a whole new D line right there. Kind of going with that 3-4, 3-3-5 look.
3:20 left to go before halftime. Can the Eagles retake the lead? Quarterback keeps it, and they're keying on Franklin, and the problem is Sorrell's just running free. So you see the replay right there, and good shoestring tackle there by Delapass. It's 3rd and 2 with 2:55 left to go.
Yeah, and just a good read by the quarterback right there.
7-6. Been a fun first half. Pretty clean first half, too.
I think we've only seen 3 penalties, and one of them was a procedure penalty.
And he's going to get a ball's on the ground, and I spoke too soon. Is it a turnover or a first down? I think it's a...
Nobody's signaling yet.
Yeah, if Prairieville thought they had the ball, they'd be going crazy.
They're pointing. Everybody's pointing the other direction, so we'll see.
Let's see. I'm not saying anything. First down for Parkview. So a break right there, and I just said it was a clean first half, no turnovers. You almost had the first turnover of the game right there. As you
I
see,
think it
right.
was number 70 got his hand on the ball. Big old defensive lineman able to pop it out right there before he went down.
Defense needs to make a stand because they could fall behind, or they will fall behind if they get into the end zone. And keep in mind that Prairieville is going to kick to start the second half. So this is critical right here. Nowhere to go. Try to be patient, and no gain. Good job. Well, now they never blew the whistle, and he's going to get a couple of yards. You usually see the whistle blown right there.
That's about the 3rd time they've let the play go for a little while. I don't know what else you want the defense to do there, because especially in high school football now, if you throw the quarterback to the ground right there, it's a 15-yard penalty. But that's the 2nd or 3rd time these refs have not blown the whistle when a guy was hit in the backfield.
Sometimes you see the defense call timeout right here on a goal-to-go situation. Prairieville has not. 1:23 left to go. They have 2 timeouts remaining. Actually, they have 3 timeouts remaining, excuse me. 1:15. Second down, handoff, 3rd down and long as Marquise Franklin taken down by Brody Creel, number 83, senior defensive end.
He shot through the gap right there, and look at that, was able to beat the right guard. Good play right there.
And there's a timeout called. We'll keep it here, and we're going to talk about next week on REV Sports, as we have lots of good games for you. Collegiate at Dutchtown for homecoming. Sam Houston at EA. On REV Expanded, Prairieville at Riverside. And on REV, you got Kennedy at Santa Ma. And then the other games, Woodlawn at Denham Springs, Live Oak at Ponchatoula, and Central at Walker. Now, I brought up Brody Creel making that tackle. It's been a pretty good day for him. He found out today he's a finalist for Prairieville High School Student of the Year.
Oh, wow.
So, pretty good news for him.
Yeah.
So a student athlete, I guess we could say. And also, while we're in this break, I want to bring up at halftime, we're going to hear from the band, most likely. I see them setting up on the far side, led by Alexis Dry. And we're also going to have an interview with Kenny Ridgedale. Who's Kenny Ridgedale? Glad you asked. He's the swim coach at Prairieville High School. And the parish swim meet's coming up. And he's going to talk about and promote that a little bit.
I went to the parish swim meet last year, and it was my first time ever going to one. It was very interesting, man. We got a lot of very good swimmers in Ascension Parish, and they did a very good job.
So it's going to be 4th down, as they didn't fool anybody right there. And that tackle made by number 19 for the Canes, Pearley, and a couple of other ones as well. And now they call a timeout. And I think I'm not sure, it hadn't been marked on there yet. But while we are in the timeout, let's go ahead and talk about this upcoming REV schedule that we have. As we're going to have a couple of games next week, of course, homecoming for Dutchtown Collegiate at Dutchtown, Kennedy at Santa Ma.
I think we'll be at that one, won't we?
I
think
don't.
Me and you are at Dutchtown
Yeah,
next week.
we are. So that's going to be a fun one as we get to see the new queen crowned. It'll probably be more interesting than the game because usually the games are not competitive. It wasn't last year with this one, but it's going to be a fun game, so you should watch. Prairieville at Dutchtown next week, or 2 weeks, excuse me. Scotlandville at Santa Ma, and that's homecoming for Santa Ma, and I think I'm going to be there for that one as well. And now that is a 4th down situation. They are going to go for it, and from what we saw from the kicker, I'm not surprised as did not convert on the extra point. And so now, 4th down, you got trips to the right in that bunched formation. You see it down on the bottom right of your screen.
Looks like Parkview's coach does not like what he's seeing. He just called timeout.
No, so we will keep it here, and I guess this will give us a chance to talk about that expanded REV schedule. And so when you look at that, coming up, you've got Prairieville is going to be on that broadcast. Now, you do have to subscribe, as you can see right there, REV expanded. And so it's going to be live streamed on VSN. But if you can't make it out to Riverside to see Prairieville, try to get a victory next week, then that's what REV expanded is for. It may cost you a little bit, but it's probably worth it because it's cheaper than driving out there. So that's something to consider.
Yeah, that is a drive going out to Riverside.
At the end of the first quarter, EA leads Salmon 22-6. Forgot to mention that to you a little earlier. Now it's 4th down. And now that bunch formation is a little tighter on the left. They're almost on the line of scrimmage, right next to the offensive line.
Wouldn't be surprised if we saw that roll out again and see if you can get a player behind the safety on the right or the left.
He's going to roll to his right. Now under pressure. Now under more pressure. He's just going to throw it up for grabs, and it is intercepted. So number 24 with the pick, and that is Bryson Glover for the Canes. And with 47 seconds left and 1 timeout left for Parkview, I'm guessing we're probably going to see them try to run the clock out right here.
Yeah, you know, take a couple of plays, see if you can bust a run here or there. But I don't know if Parkview, they either have 1 timeout or no timeouts left. So
if they just hold the ball and run, Parkview cannot get the ball back.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. This is scary. And they're throwing a ball, and it's incomplete, and it stops the clock with 40 seconds. That was dangerous. I think they were trying to see if they could pop one play.
Yeah.
And you had the pressure, and that kind of blew it up. But you saw right there, for a split second, if they could have made the catch Daigle in stride, something could have happened right there.
Yeah, I don't really understand. It was just a wide receiver screen. I don't know why he didn't throw the ball earlier. He had the receiver.
And now he's going to keep it, and he is going to go out of bounds. My goodness. Parkview might get the ball back if they can't get a first down right here.
Yeah, well, I think if they just – I think their coach is just going to run the ball straight up the middle right here and say don't fumble.
But Parkview, I believe, has a timeout left. Well, they may not.
They do.
Well,
I don't know, though.
There's one on – it's not on our – on our little score bug right there, they have 0, but they have 1 on the scoreboard in the stadium, so it's debatable. We'll try to find out. We'll know after this play. 3rd down and 7. Roll out. Pass. Ooh, it's dangerous right there. And now Parkview's going to get a chance.
I mean,
I don't know.
It didn't look like the receiver was on the same page with him. There was nobody open over there.
I think they may have seen something in the previous possessions that they wanted to exploit right there, maybe get some points on the board, because Parkview gets the ball to start the second half. So this is maybe they could sneak some points and get a expanded lead, but they are now going to have to punt, and they're going to punt to Rogers, who's going to give them good field position, and they'll probably have 2 or 3 shots at the end zone.
Yeah.
Punt. It's a good punt. And a fair catch called. Great punt.
Great punt.
And the fair catch has made it to 43-yard line. And there's 18 seconds left. So I think realistically you could get 3 plays.
Yeah, that was a 50-yard punt right there. That was exactly what you needed. Great job. But like you said, now they get 3 shots. And if Parkview has a timeout.
This is one of those moments where you might – this is something that if Parkview gets some points right here, this could be a big turning point because not only could they score right here, they could get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, I don't – like you said, maybe they saw something in the film. Maybe they saw something in the previous possession, but just poor execution on that last drive and is now giving Parkview a chance where they could score.
Quarterback rolling out. Sorrell off his
open.
back foot, and it's a jump ball, and it's knocked away, incomplete. And that's good coverage, great coverage by Cade Abair, number 11.
That was a huge play because it was number 1, Landon Ripple was wide open.
Yep.
If he had about 10 yards more on that pass, that's a touchdown for Parkview.
So you probably got 2 plays.
Yeah, and they probably run that exact same play. I think they're going to run that exact same play and just hurl the ball down the field.
That took 8 seconds off the clock. If there's a catch and a run, you might not get another play in here. But there's one definitely, maybe 2 left. Fake, looking deep, up the middle, caught, 5, 4, 3, 2. They're going to get a shot at the end zone, maybe. There's 1 second left.
They called timeout.
And a timeout is called. And so this is a nail-biter time. You just gave Parkview a second chance to get points. We'll keep it here. Our score, Prairieville 7, Parkview Baptist 6. And again, we have a halftime show for you. We will show you the Prairieville High School Marching Band. They're going to have a performance on the field at halftime, and then in the remaining time for the halftime period, we will have Kenny Ridgedale out here, and he's already texted me and said, how can I get in here? So we know he's here. I think he meant, how do you get in the press box? What side do you want me on? Well, we're in the middle, so it doesn't matter which side you get in on. But this has been a fun first half. This is not 53-13 like last season.
No, you can see the improvement by Prairieville, and you can see Parkview still trying to learn and put things together. I mean, Parkview still doesn't have that guy that's that athlete that's just a game changer right now, but they still have a big offensive line who's been able to move the ball down the field.
Can Parkview steal points? Bunch formation on the right. This could be the biggest play of the game right here. And quarterback pointing toward the end zone, now looking the other way, throws a jump ball into the end zone, overthrown, and Prairieville survives the threat and will go into halftime with the lead. As you can see on the replay, ball was just over everybody's head, and you saw the jump ball coverage right there by Braylon Williams. Good job by him. It's halftime. We'll take a break. Our score, Prairieville 7, Parkview Baptist 6. You're watching the REV Game of the Week.
REV presents the Action Minute.
Here's the Clinical Director of Action Therapy and Wellness, Haley Leindecker.
And I'm here to show you some of the services we offer to help get you out of pain and back in action.
Dry needling involves inserting thin, sterile needles into trigger points within muscles to release tension, reduce pain, and improve movement. It's highly effective for muscle tightness, chronic pain, and headaches. Joint manipulation. By applying a quick, controlled force to a joint, we can restore mobility, reduce stiffness, and relieve pain. Cupping therapy uses suction cups to increase blood flow, reduce muscle tension, and promote healing. With instrument-assisted soft tissue mobilization, we apply targeted pressure to break down scar tissue and speed up recovery.
Action Therapy and Wellness specializes in physical therapy, sports therapy, occupational, and hand therapy. Just remember, no referrals needed. Give us a call today.
Welcome back to the REV Game of the Week. It's been a fun one. Back and forth. Prairieville on an 87-yard run from the quarterback, Skylar Kelly, has a 1-point lead over Parkview Baptist, 7-6. Now, you can see the Prairieville High School band is getting ready to take the field. They're setting up for their performance. They are led by Alexis Dry, who you heard in our pregame, but they should be ready momentarily. So we'll hear from them, and then after that, we'll hear from Kenny Ridgedale, who is the head swim coach at Prairieville High School. He's going to talk about the swim team. He's going to talk about what they're going through this season, and in a few weeks, we're going to have on REV Sports the Ascension Parish Swim Meet, and so he's going to tell us a lot about that. But there's fireworks going off. That's interesting.
From majors, you may take the field. We continue tonight with sports members taking the field for a performance of All Out Boys in the Morning.
I'd like to thank the Prairieville Marching Band for their performance tonight and the Storm Steppers for their performance as well. Our halftime score you see on the screen right there, Prairieville 7, Parkview 6. I'm Jeff Porsche. We are about 3 or 4 minutes from the second half, and so we're going to join Kenny Ridgedale here in the studio, who is out here joining us to talk about the swim team. And so first, thank you, Kenny, for agreeing to come out here.
Thank you, Jeff, for having me on tonight. Enjoying it so far.
So what do you think about the first half and the halftime show?
Look, great first half. The Canes really came out playing tonight. Beautiful 87-yard run by the quarterback. And defense has been very staunch for them tonight, which is great. Halftime show was wonderful.
Yeah, the band is much improved from last season. It was hard to get it together, but they've gotten it together really well. And speaking of that, you're trying to get that swim team put together. Talk about your experience with that so far.
Well, we've had a really good year so far, Jeff. We had a meet last weekend, and we really came out swimming fast.
Yeah.
We went from 17 swimmers from last season to 33 swimmers this season, which is a big improvement. And our kids went out of 19 girl teams, we came in 9th, and out of 20 boys teams, we came in 10th. Last year, we didn't score a point at this meet, so we really improved on that part. So they've had a really good season. They've been working hard in the pool, and you can't ask for a better group of kids than what we have, because they do what we ask them to do. They work hard, and you know, anywhere from 1,500 to 1,800 yards a day at practice.
Yeah,
that gets them in shape.
So what are your goals this season for this team?
Well, our goals for this reason, one of them's already been reached. It's actually make some of the swimmers to make state times. State times, we get to go to the state meet in Sulphur, Louisiana. And we have 2 girls last weekend that made state times, and actually 2 events each.
Wow.
Which that means our girls team definitely will be going to the state swim meet. And we're hoping for some of the boys. They're very, very close to making times. And that's our first goal. Our second goal is just improve every meet.
Yeah.
Every time you go out and swim, you improve your times. You get better and better. You get your flip turns down. You get your strokes down, and that's what they're doing. They're working on that right now, Jeff.
Okay, and I know one of the things that we're all looking forward to, because we're going to broadcast it live again on REV Sports, is the parish meet, which has become a big thing now for all the schools here in Ascension Parish. And of course, you play a big part in that, and I want you to tell me a little bit about that experience.
It has, Jeff. The Ascension Parish meet was really big last year.
Yeah.
My first year here with the Prairieville Hurricanes, and this year it's going to be even bigger. We have the Dutchtown High School, you have East Ascension High, Santa Maria High, and Prairieville High, but you also have Ascension Christian. They'll be there at the meet with us.
Good.
And that's going to be on October the 8th at Jambalaya Park Pool, and we're looking forward to it.
Okay, and that will be broadcast live on REV Sports, and so that's always a big seller. So swim is becoming a big deal here in Ascension Parish, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. All of our teams have actually grown this year, and which is even better for every school. But the best part about it is that these guys go out there and compete all the time. Really good swimmers at all the schools, including Ascension Christian. They have some very good swimmers. So that really helps our swim programs.
Yes.
And it makes us even stronger as we go, as people see us swimming. And being on REV for the Ascension meet really helps.
Yeah, we're glad to help out, and of course we wish your team luck for the rest of the season. And so thanks again for joining us.
You're welcome, Jeff. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it very much. Thank you so much.
No problem. Kenny Ridgedale, the Prairieville High School swim coach, and we are at the end of the halftime period, and so we'll take a short break and come back and give you the second half. Our score, Prairieville 7, Parkview 6. You're watching the REV Game of the Week.
REV presents the Action Minute. Here's the Clinical Director of Action Therapy and Wellness, Haley Leindecker.
And I'm here to show you some of the services we offer to help get you out of pain and back in action.
Dry needling involves inserting thin, sterile needles into trigger points within muscles to release tension, reduce pain, and improve movement. It's highly effective for muscle tightness, chronic pain, and headaches. Joint manipulation. By applying a quick, controlled force to a joint, we can restore mobility, reduce stiffness, and relieve pain. Cupping therapy uses suction cups to increase blood flow, reduce muscle tension, and promote healing. With instrument-assisted soft tissue mobilization, we apply targeted pressure to break down scar tissue and speed up recovery.
Action Therapy and Wellness specializes in physical therapy, sports therapy, occupational, and hand therapy. Just remember, no referrals needed. Give us a call today.
Welcome back to the REV Game of the Week. We are just minutes away from the start of the second half. Our score, as you see, the rain is coming down here at Prairieville High School, and there was none in the forecast today, at least when I woke up. But it's out here. It's just kind of misty out there. But our score, Prairieville 7 and Parkview Baptist 6. I'm Jeff Porsche, and we'll be joined by Jonathan Moore right here as when we get ready to start the second half, Parkview Baptist will get the football. Prairieville survived a scare there at the end of the first half as they had an interception on a 4th and goal that caused a turnover on downs. Well, just a turnover, I guess you could say. The only turnover of the first half. This was a pretty well-played game so far. It hasn't been sloppy. There haven't been a lot of turnovers. You did have that interception at the end of the first half. But pretty much these two teams have played decent football, and it's been fun to watch.
It has been. You know, it's kind of playing out the way that we thought. We thought it was going to be competitive. We didn't think either team had a real big advantage over the other. And even though Parkview has been able to move the football, their red zone offense has not been very good because when you get to that red zone, those passing windows get a lot smaller. Those rushing windows get a lot smaller. And kudos to Prairieville. They have played really, really well, especially in the red zone. Some tough defense. And, I mean, this is pretty much the score we thought it would be going into the third quarter.
And so we are just about ready as Prairieville is going to kick off to start the second half, and that's going to be another shot for Evan Usner. His first kick went out of bounds. It took an ugly sideways roll. Bad luck more than anything. And they're going to kick from the left hash as our second half is about to get underway.
And the rain is very surprising.
Yeah, I know. And it's taken at the 4-yard line by Rogers. And coming in from the edge and making a tackle past the 20-yard line is number 3 for the Canes, Nigel Turner. And he came out, shot like a cannon.
What a hit. That's why he's a gunner. What a hit.
Yeah, he keeps the defense in a good spot right here as the ball is going to be spotted at the 22-yard line. The previous possession started at the 35 because the kick went out of bounds. So good net 13 right there on the second kick as a good play by Turner gives Prairieville good defensive field position. 1st and 10 from the 22 for the Eagles.
And I give Prairieville, their kicker, man, he's got a leg.
Yes, he does. First down, handoff, and good yardage on first down. It's Marquise Franklin. He had a good first half. He caught the touchdown pass that gave Parkview the early lead 6-0. But he's getting good yardage on the ground. He got 4 right there. You get 3 of those, and you're going to get a chance to move the chains.
That was Parkview's motto for years. 3 a down equals a touchdown.
Yep. 2nd down and 6. We're just underway in the second half. 1-point lead for the Canes. Quarterback keeps it. And now the pitch. And a good job contained. That's Delapass, and it's a loss.
That was picture perfect.
Actually, that's not Delapass. That was Abear on the tackle.
That was picture perfect how to play the triple option right there. They faked it up the middle. 19 had contained, forced the quarterback to make a play, and the cornerback able to come in and make the tackle. Great defense right there by Prairieville.
3rd down and 9, so a 3-yard loss. Big play here for the Canes.
Fans starting to get loud.
Yeah, they're excited. 3rd down, shotgun snap, screen set up, and that was nearly picked by Creel. He's mad at himself. He's like, come on, I could have had a pick 6 right there. How many times you see D linemen get a pick 6? But he did a good job just disrupting the play.
That was a great job, 77.
Oh, it was in his hands, too.
I mean, Honestly, if Ford doesn't tip that ball, Creel probably has an interception.
And that could have gone into the end zone.
Oh, yeah.
4th down, punt. Oh, that's
Wow,
sky
that's
high
off the
and
side of his
short.
foot.
Get out the way as everybody's yelling, and it's going to be Prairieville ball in Eagle territory as they have a chance to extend their lead with good field position. So this is the best start imaginable for the Canes.
And it's early in the game. They have a 1-point lead. But, Jeff, if they win here, I mean, is this the biggest win thus far in program history?
I would probably say so, because they had the 2 wins, one against Thrive. That wasn't a competitive game, and they knew that wasn't going to be competitive. St. Thomas Aquinas last year, I believe that's a 1A or a 2A school, and so it really wasn't expected to be competitive. This is a big deal, because this is a team that beat them 53-13 last year.
Yeah.
They want this. They remember last season.
So we could be witnessing history watching this game. I like that.
Bartholomew is not going to get out the backfield. Good job stringing that out. Number 11 for Parkview, Peyton Jenkins. We called his name a few times here tonight.
That was just good defense right there. Able to shoot that. Came off the edge, and Bartholomew's not faster than him.
Shoulder tackle, 2nd down and 12. So now we're 2 minutes into the second half. Prairieville with the lead. Their lone touchdown was an 87-yard run by Skylar Kelly late in the second half. Quick pass. They had success with this. They have success again. Good, hard running by the receiver. That's going to bring up a 3rd down. I believe that was, that's number 32.
Little RPO action there, and I like the adjustment they made, moving the receivers to his right. He seems a lot more comfortable throwing it to the receivers out of the backfield from the right hand as opposed to having to turn his body and throw on the left.
Not sure who made the catch there. Hard to see. That was not Daniel Williams. He was much taller than that. 3rd down and 5. And handoff up the middle. Bartholomew running hard, and it's going to be, I think, short. Probably 4th and 1 in a go-for-it situation for sure. It's actually 4th and about 2. They have to get just short of the 37. They're at the 39, so it's about 1.75 yards.
And there it looks like the tush push is what they're prepping for, and they're going to.
And that's a handoff up the middle, and I think it's enough. I think it's Eric Williams, the linebacker, who came in and carried it.
Given the 1st down.
Let's see on the carry. I want to say that was Williams, but I might be wrong. He's a linebacker. It was Williams, I think.
So that must be the short yardage back situation. It looks like number 9.
Yeah, it is Williams. It's hard to tell. There's about 5 Williams, so just say Williams when you're in doubt.
I mean, what is it? You got a 6 out of 10, 6 out of 50 chance.
Yep. And there's another flag as the ball may have gone on the ground for a second. Bartholomew just fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage. Could that be a face mask? That was
it's either a face mask or a hold.
That looked like a face mask.
Yeah.
Yeah. The coach is on the field. You can see that.
I mean, they've lived there the whole night, so I'm not surprised Parkview's coaches are on the field.
I think he was saying he got his shoulder pad, not his helmet.
Nope.
It's a face mask.
Oh, on
the
Prairieville.
offense. Oh.
Did they call it on the stiff arm? We'd have to watch the replay again. Did Bartholomew stiff arm him? And that was
I
where
don't know. That's a big break
huge
for Parkview. Let's look at the replay and see.
So maybe that was it.
No, I don't know. I don't see a face mask.
It had to be the offensive lineman right there.
I didn't see a face mask. There is an injury on the field. Let's look one more time. Can't see it from that angle either. So we have a player down right now. So we'll take a short break while they tend to him, and maybe just cramps right there. 7-6, Prairieville leads. You're watching the REV Game of the Week.
Prairieville High School would like to thank the following Cat 5 sponsors for their support of our athletic programs. Raising Canes, Galvez Seafood, Advantage Therapy, Hollis Orthodontics, Miller Safety Consulting, Louisiana Radio Communications, Bingo Pro Exterminators.
We're back, and the Eagle is off the field. That's Nick Dixon. He was favoring a leg right there. Now, they're spotting the ball at the 37-yard line. It was originally at the 32. So it's a 5-yard penalty, it looks like, 1st and 15, unless it was further downfield. But I think it's just 1st and 15 right here. Now, Wallace is going in motion to the right, and they're setting up the screen, and they've got the players. That's going to be Feist, and he is close to a first down. They get about 12 on the play, and that's a good comeback after the penalty on first down. That was an ugly pass. Yeah. Wow, that pass was end over end. Usually you see punts like that. Mm-hmm. 2nd and 4, so it's going to be 11 on the play.
Going with a little bit of a tempo here.
Looking to the sidelines, Skylar Kelly has 1 touchdown already tonight. Movement on the defensive line, some shifts. 8 on the play clock. There's plenty of time. Wallace, 3rd down. There's a couple of plays so far here tonight where the D-line just blew up the play, and you saw it right there. That's 48, Bladen Blake. And they're going to say he lost a yard, so it's 3rd down and 5. Still a 2-down situation, 6:43, but they've run about 3 minutes off the clock here, and that's what I was talking about, shorten the game. That's when I was talking about the keys to the game. That's what you're doing. Two-down situation right here. This is probably going to be the last play before the hydration break, unless there's an incomplete pass. And quarterback rolls out. He's got lots of room to run. Can he turn the corner? He does. He's going to get a first down, and he turns the corner into the red zone. They're going to mark him out of bounds at the 17-yard line. So first down run for Skylar Kelly. And look at that. The guy had the angle, and he just ran past him easily.
I'm actually surprised they didn't get a late hit out of bounds on that one.
Yeah, that was close.
It looked like he was about 2 yards out and took that hit, but just the same play he scored on, just able to beat the guy to the edge. So far, that's been their most effective play on offense.
Since the run was out of bounds and the chains moved, the clock is stopped at 6:10, so we're going to have one more play before the break. Complete. And good yardage down to the 10, Cale Daigle. And this will probably hit the hydration break. That's what they're going to do. 6. I see the official getting ready.
Is he? No,
well, he put his hands up. Now he's letting the clock run. Well, actually, the clock is stopped because it was out of bounds. They may be setting up. They're going to run a play, maybe.
Yeah, because he went out of bounds again, and they're not.
They didn't signal for the clock to run. 2nd and 4. And the handoff to the 5. Touchdown, Hurricanes. Taj Wallace. And it's 13-6.
That was a great option by the quarterback right there. And if we could, when we watch the replay, you'll see it. Quarterback has the ball, puts it into the running back's stomach. The defender would not commit. He made him wait until the last second and then handed it off.
Absolutely.
You watch it here. And the second the defender slowed, I think it was 48 again. As soon as Blake slowed up, he handed it off, able to go straight up the middle.
Smart move by Skylar Kelly, and Wallace scores, and it's 14-6 with 5:56 left to go in the third. We'll take a break. You're watching the REV Game of the Week.
Prairieville High School would like to thank the following Cat 5 sponsors for their support of our athletic programs. Raising Cane's, Galvez Seafood, Advantage Therapy, Hollis Orthodontics, Miller Safety Consulting, Louisiana Radio Communications, Bingo Pro Exterminators.
Prairieville extends the lead on Parkview Baptist. They now lead 14-6 on the touchdown run by Taj Wallace. And this is how you start a second half. You had the good 3 and out, then you had the short punt and a short field, and they convert on the handoff. And you diagrammed it perfectly, because I was thinking the same thing. Put it in his gut, and then he could either take it out or he could let it go, and he chose correctly, and you got 6 points.
Yeah, you watch it whenever, was it Blake came off that edge, the quarterback, Blake's in his head thinking about how the quarterback has burned him 2 times. He's gained over 100 yards rushing, and he hesitated, and when he had that just brief second of hesitation, hand it off.
And that's a great kick right there by Usner, because you had the up back, Jenkins, who is not used probably to returning kicks. He just had to call for the fair catch, and they're going to start inside the 20. So Prairieville Special Teams has made a difference here in the second half so far.
Yeah, I mean, other than that one illegal procedure, they have that punt out of the end zone. That was a 50. I mean, if he does not punt that as well as he did, they probably score a touchdown, because they gained, what was it, 30 yards on their on their second or third play. I mean, that's huge. That's why you play all 3 facets of the game. And so far tonight, even though Prairieville gave out that 1 touchdown, they have played very well in all 3 facets against Parkview.
And now, something that we'll talk about here after this play, Prairieville with the lead, and Parkview might be getting a little tired. I'll explain why in a second. As the handoff goes to Marquise Franklin, he's a two-way player. And if you look on the other sideline, they have about 12 players on the bench. And some of them probably do not play. And you got kickers and things like that. And so there's a lot of two-way players on this team. And Prairieville has been controlling the line of scrimmage a lot. And so some of these defensive players that have to come in on the offensive side are going to get a little exhausted.
Yeah, and like we talked about earlier, this is not the Parkview of the past. You know, this isn't the Parkview Eagles coming out that are running 40, 60 players for a 2A, 3A school. This is a program that is currently in transition and is rebuilding. And you don't have the advantage that Prairieville has, where even though Prairieville is a program that's brand new, it's still a 5A school. There's still, I think it's 1,500 plus kids in this school here.
And you can see that shot. That's their entire bench right there, lined up at the 20-yard line. It's 3rd and 4 after the run by Sorrell, the quarterback.
And this is the most energized I have ever heard the Prairieville sidelines and the Prairieville fans.
It was loud a couple of weeks ago at the end of the Dutchtown game in the Jamboree. People were fired up. That's the first moment that they kind of thought that they might have a decent team. 3rd down, and it's going to be pin on the spot, but I think it's a yard short. I've been burned before.
The refs have already called it. They
4th
said
and
4th,
1.
and it is pouring right now.
Yeah. I think it looks worse than it does. You can, when you see it in the lights, I think some people are starting to scramble a little bit on the sideline, and they have to go and choose to punt right here. So that's a big deal, because you can't go for it at your own 25, because if you don't convert right there and you fall 17-6 or 21-6, that's a 2+ score game, you're in deep trouble.
Yeah, and they looks like they're
There's a
faking
fake,
it.
and he gets it. Good job. And I was busy looking at the returner to see who it was, and meanwhile, Sorrell, who is the punter and the quarterback.
And the worst part is, Prairieville had the play call to stop the fake. If you watch the replay, their linemen, they did not release the line, but they didn't release the tight ends or the receivers, the gunners. They stayed with them. They suspected a fake, they played it, and the punter just made a great move up the middle and got the first down.
Yeah, it's helpful when your punter is also the quarterback.
Yeah.
He has a touchdown pass already tonight, so you got to respect his abilities. 1st down at the 30. And Williams is going to get about 4 or 5. He gets good yardage on 1st down. Usually Parkview gets about a 2nd and 6, 2nd and 5. Problem is that on 3rd down, sometimes they really don't make a lot more progress.
Yeah, and they really, I mean, Parkview has played very well on 1st down, but where Prairieville has made good adjustments is they're not, especially on the options, they're not giving up a lot of yards on those options anymore. They're still struggling a little bit on the power plays, but on the options, they're reading them very well usually. And then right there, they do the option and they gain 10. But
yeah,
so far leading into this, they had done a good job playing the option in the second half.
That's one of their better second down plays as Franklin gets big yardage, and they are close to midfield. Remember, it's still a one-score game. A touchdown and a 2-point conversion ties it. So Prairieville is feeling good about themselves. The worst they can do after this drive is tie the game. But they want to get a stop and get a chance to extend their lead as we're headed toward the end of the third quarter. 2 minutes left to go. Franklin breaks tackles and looks like about a 6-yard gain on first down. Another good chunk of yards for Franklin on first down.
And it's just, all it is just power football right there. They're just turning the guard loose, and they have one-on-one on the outside. You can see there's no linebacker playing over that edge. And so they're just turning them loose, saying, put a hat on a hat, and we're going to run it to the left side. Now Prairieville bringing extra people up to the line because of that.
2nd and 4. Big possession. Short snap. He gets it. And now he's in trouble. Now he rolls out. He's going to run, and he's out of bounds, and he's going to lose yardage. And a flag comes in at the last minute, and you may get a hold downfield.
Maybe so. I will. Prairieville right there did not fall for the play action.
Defensive hold. Yep. I think that may be why the quarterback had to tuck, because one of the receivers may have been down. And so it's going to be a first down on the penalty.
See if it's pass interference or a holding. Oh, it's a face mask.
Oh, okay. I knew there was some sort of DB penalty.
I didn't see the penalty because we were watching the quarterback, but Prairieville did not fall for the play action and stayed with him the whole time. And they must have just been hand fighting, and he grabbed a face mask while they were doing it.
1st and 10 for the Eagles at the 32. 14-6, big drive for the Eagles. Trying to tie this game. Franklin, perseverance, ball hits the ground, but I think he was down already. I don't think that's a fumble. Parkview recovered anyway. About 5.
Let's say the top side official couldn't see that he was down, and he thought it was a fumble, but the official closest to the home side saw that he saw the play and was able to call him down.
4, 5, 6 yards on first down every play by Franklin. Rain coming down harder now. Quarterback keeper Sorrell, first down into the red zone on what could be the final play of the third quarter. We'll see. Parkview may be in a hurry. They have some momentum right here. Their offensive line is kind of pushing around that defensive front.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to line up for one more. I mean, it's one of those things where when you line up, if you like the look, then run the play. If not, you can wait till the fourth quarter.
13 seconds. 10 seconds.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they like the look.
They may just snap it right at the gun. 2, 1. No, they're not going to get a playoff. The third quarter is over. And so Prairieville wins the quarter 7-0. They lead 14-6, and we go to the fourth. You are watching the REV Game of the Week.
Prairieville High School would like to thank the following Cat 5 sponsors for their support of our athletic programs. Raising Cane's, Galvez Seafood, Advantage Therapy, Hollis Orthodontics, Miller Safety Consulting, Louisiana Radio Communications, Bingo Pro Exterminators.
And the rain is coming down hard now. It's the end of the third quarter. We're about to start the fourth quarter, and Parkview Baptist is threatening to tie this game. They trail 14-6. They need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it, but they have an impressive drive so far, and all of it's on the ground.
Yeah, they've done really well. They've had a couple of slips, a couple of the ball, a couple of hard snaps, and that was with the rain not coming down as hard as it is right now. So now we're going into the fourth. You know that the coach is preaching that. He's saying, I know the ball is slick. Keep it in your hands. Keep it in your hands. And Prairieville right here, this is where they've played very stiff defense. They've already had one red zone stop, or 2 red zone stops. We'll see if they can continue it right here.
This is definitely hurricane weather. First down from the 19. Man in motion. Quarterback keeper, Sorrell, gets 5. They've been doing that, about 4 or 5 every first down.
Yep, and now Prairieville bringing in their red zone defense. They bring in their 3 bigger linemen who are probably a little bit slower, but a little bit bigger to try and contain them a little bit.
Second down and 6. It's going to be a 4-yard gain down to the 15. Sorrell split backfield. Franklin, first and goal. Good run right up the middle. Just underway in the fourth quarter. Eagles knocking on the door, trying to tie this game.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way they go for an extra point attempt. They're going to go for 2.
For sure. And he's in, and Franklin scores, and it's 14-12 with a 2-point conversion on the way, most likely. Just power drive right there. And you started inside the 20, and you went 82 yards with the help of 1 penalty, but all of that was on the ground.
And they just brought in an extra offensive lineman, so I don't know if he reported as eligible, but they have got 6 O-linemen in there.
And now Prairieville needs to make a stand if they want to keep the lead. 2-point conversion. Eagles trail by 2.
They got a heavy stack on the left side.
Quarterback close. Did he get in? It's very close. They're going to look at it. Ball got loose, but that was after the play was stopped. And it is still a debate.
Prairieville is saying they popped the ball out and stopped them. The referees are conferring on it.
And they still haven't made a final decision.
Man.
Prairieville is convinced that they made the stop, and it's good, and they did not make the stop. Oh, boy. And this game is tied. Let's look at the replay again.
It looked like he got in, and when he was in the end zone, yeah, you can see, look, he was in the end zone. They kicked the ball out.
Yeah, and so we're tied, and we're going to take a break. 14-14. You're watching the REV Game of the Week.
Prairieville High School would like to thank the following Cat 5 sponsors for their support of our athletic programs. Raising Cane's, Galvez Seafood, Advantage Therapy, Hollis Orthodontics, Miller Safety Consulting, Louisiana Radio Communications, Bengal Pro Exterminators.
We are tied. This has been a fun game and a very evenly matched game. Prairieville had the 14-6 lead, but Parkview goes down 82 yards, touchdown, 2-point conversion. After the replay, we believe it was the correct call, and it's 14-14. And now Prairieville will get a shot to get the lead back as a squib kick, good field position. I think that's Jackson who had it again. And he gets to the 45-yard line. Yes, that's Chance
There's
Jackson.
Some shoving at the bottom there.
And so Prairieville has great field position. Now, Prairieville has only had that one possession. There was only 3 possessions in that third quarter, as you had the 3 and out to start on the Parkview side. Then you had the punt, and Prairieville started on Parkview's approximately about the 40-yard line. They got into the end zone on the run by Wallace, and then Parkview just owned the rest of the quarter, and they tied it.
Well, you said it in the keys to victory at the beginning. You know, they needed to believe in themselves. They needed to avoid the big quarter and shorten the game, and they've done that. I mean, they played pretty much the whole third quarter with the ball. Yep. And now you're seeing them gain 4 to 5 yards when they're trying to run it here. And this could come down to who's able to come to that big stop or who has the ball last in this one.
Wallace got 4 on first down, just shy of midfield. Again, we're tied with 10:28 left to go. The rain has been reduced to a drizzle. Second and 6.
Very crazy rain band. When you looked at the radar, it was just a few miles wide, but it was a lot.
Yep. Second down. Wallace. First down and more. Cuts outside. Spin move. First and 10 at about the 38-yard line for the Hurricanes.
It's a good run around the left side. The line did a great job, got him to the second level, and he broke a couple of tackles. And I think we have an injured Eagle on the field.
And so we will take a break while they stretch him out for cramps. We're tied 14-14. You're watching the REV Game of the Week.
Welcome to REV, delivering fiber-powered technology for both your home and your business. With phone service that connects you to what's important, internet that keeps your devices up and running, TV that delivers all the big moments, and security that protects how you live and work. All backed by local support teams right here in Louisiana. With 5-star service and reliability you can count on, we're ready to connect you to the people and places that matter most. REV.
We're back, and the players off the field. We're going to take this chance to show you the middle school scoreboard, and we have a 8-6 win for Galvez over Dutchtown. Santa Maria beat Lowry 20-18. Gonzales beat Prairieville 38-22, and Central over Bluff 16-12. First and 10 for the Canes, trying to get the lead back. First down. He keeps it. He's got lots of room to the 20, to the 10, to the 5. First and goal for the Hurricanes. His acceleration right there really showed. Big run for Skylar Kelly.
I mean, we went, how long was it? We went 3 quarters with very few big plays, and now do we have another Eagle down on the field?
I'm not sure. So Parkview has called a timeout, and we'll keep it here during the timeout, and we can talk about District 5-5A, which begins in a couple of weeks because it's the district's so large and you have an odd number of teams. You're going to start in week 4, and Dutchtown and Santa Maria were the co-champs last year. Both of them finished 5-1. Ever since it's gone to a Livingston Ascension District in 5-5A, there's been a co-champion. Dutchtown has shared the title in all of those years, but they haven't won an outright title. Walker came close at 4-2, but then they beat Dutchtown in the playoffs. Denham Springs 3-3, EA 2-4, Live Oak 2-4. Prairieville did not win a game in district last season. We'll see if they can get a win in district. In a couple of weeks, they'll be playing at Dutchtown, and that'll be one of the REV games of the week. 9:30 left to go. They are trying to get a win here tonight. Game tied 14-14, Parkview and Prairieville. First and goal for the Canes. And it's a quarterback keeper, and the ball's on the ground, and Prairieville loses the football. First turnover for the Canes tonight, and it's the worst possible scenario.
I think the quarterback just lost his footing. Yeah.
Yep. Just ball hit the ground with little contact.
Yep.
Oh, boy.
That's a tough play right there.
And now Prairieville's defense has to come back. They're tired. They just gave up a 6-minute touchdown drive. But Prairieville did run a couple of minutes off the clock. So they did get a little bit of a breather. The defense has to make a stand, because if they can, then Prairieville can get the ball in good field position.
Yeah, we'll see. They're stacking the line.
18 on the play clock, plenty of time. 9:21, 14-14. Handoff, just pushing the line ahead, and then you get some pushback. So that's the best defensive job on first down that we've seen in a while. Just 2 yards, I believe, by Franklin.
Yeah, the offense, big mistake, turned it over in the red zone, but now the defense. The one good thing is when you have the ball inside your 5 and you haven't been moving it that well, especially through the air, it does limit your options, because you don't want to put the quarterback into the backfield where they've been able to get pressure on him when he's throwing, so you're able to kind of tee off a little bit. We'll see if the coach trusts the quarterback enough to do a play action or try to get him to the edge.
2nd and 8. Yeah, Parkview's kind of abandoned the passing game. And Sorrell keeps it, and it's going to be 3rd and about 5. And so a big play here. There have been lots of big plays. One turnover each. We just saw the turnover for Prairieville. Actually, Parkview turned it over in the red zone as well on a 4th down interception.
This is huge right here for Prairieville. This is where you have to make that big stop. You've got to come up with this. Give your team enough time to go 30, 40 yards, especially when their punter has not been hitting the ball that well.
3rd and 5, 1st and 10, and then some. All the way to about the 27, 28-yard line. And so they move the chains. Got an update on a score from East Ascension as you see this replay. EA leads Salmon by a score of 34-13. So they're in good shape right now to get their first win. Haven't heard anything from Dutchtown in their game against Ponchatoula. First down to the 26.
That's a rough play right there for Prairieville, giving that up. Their punter for Parkview has not been able to move the ball very well now.
Well, he is, but on offense as a quarterback. And he gets about 4 on that play. Right now, Prairieville, their defense seems like they're the ones that are tired. You would think that Parkview's kind of tired with the lack of players and the amount of two-way players that they have, but they look like they are imposing their will right now.
It's always easier to play offense. It's always easier to run downhill at the defensive lineman. We'll see if Prairieville, it's kind of what we've seen all game. Parkview just has the bigger guys, and eventually when those bigger guys are leaning on you, those 4-yard gains turn into 8-yard gains.
2nd and 6.
How they?
And that's probably a first down.
They got away with a pretty big false start right there.
Probably so. It is a first down. That's Franklin. Wow.
Yeah, that was a pretty bad false start. I'm not really sure why the left tackle didn't get called there, but he was hitting the right guard, the nose tackle, as the ball was being snapped.
Close to that hydration break right now. 6:28 left to go. Prairieville needs a stop or a turnover. Rain is pretty much done now. Quarterback keeper, Sorrell, all the way. Has one man to beat, cannot get past him. Good stop right there. That's number 11. That's Abear. He's had a nice game tonight. 4-yard gain, 2nd and 6.
That was a good open field tackle right there because he had some more running room.
And we are at the hydration break. 6 minutes left to go, 14-14. Let's talk about Parkview Baptist a little bit and talk about what they've gone through recently. They have been kind of on a decline a little bit, like you talked about. Not Parkview of old that makes it to the Dome all the time. You can see that last year they lost in the regionals 42-0. We talked about that. Before that, they had a couple of quarterfinal seasons, but then you get into 21-20, and they're just a regional team. They've kind of moved back to the middle of the pack. I guess you could say.
Yeah, I don't remember how many years ago it was, but it was probably 6-7 years ago. They began transitioning away from their. I mean, didn't they forget the name of the coach? But they had the same coach for 20 years, and Kenny Gia was there for years, and I mean he ran the veer option, and just every play was 3 yards. Parkview benefited from having a lot of big boys up front that were just pushing people around. But about 7 years ago, you just saw a change. You saw them not getting as many of those top-tier athletes up front.
Mm-hmm.
And then before you know it, the running game wasn't working as well. And, it really has affected them as a school. And you've seen the rise of some of the schools that were kind of their feeder areas, the Walkers, the Livingstons, the Denhams. Now those schools are all doing very well because those people are staying in those areas and not traveling all the way to Parkview.
Good job by Daniel Williams.
But their coach does seem to have them on a good path. I really, really have enjoyed watching them tonight and just seeing how they've looked and seeing how they've performed. I mean, they've been disciplined. They've played well. They don't have the athletes right now that are breaking those big plays. Like we've seen, they've had a few plays here and there. But they don't have the guys that we're used to seeing from Parkview that are going out there and have the potential to gain that 40, 60 yards pretty easily.
Third down, ball hits the turf, quarterback picks it up. Now he's in trouble. Pressure, he's going to have to get it off his back foot, and the receiver can't get to it. It's fourth down. 14 was trying to get there, Brandon Golick, but the quarterback off his back foot just couldn't get enough on that football.
Huge stop right there, and Prairieville able to keep the quarterback in the pocket and just heaves up a prayer.
And the pressure came from Gabe Ford and Cade Hebert. Good job by them. And now a chance for Prairieville to get the football back as Braylon Williams is going to get this one. It's a good punt to the 22. Nice move to the 30. To the 37, and Braylon Williams does a good job giving Prairieville good field position. 4:55 left to go. And now Prairieville has a chance to make what could be their most important drive in their history, as they have a chance to beat a Parkview team that beat them by 40 last year.
This is where you have to talk with the Prairieville team and tell them, guys, we need you to be calm. We need you to, like you said, believe in yourselves.
Yep.
This is the time where you have done a good job. Forget about the red zone turnover. Make your plays. Play your assignments. We're going to do fine. Just get down the field.
Kelly keeps it, looking for redemption, gets about 6 or 7 on first down.
And they haven't had an answer for him all night.
Nope.
I mean, I know he had the bad fumble just over a minute ago, but when he wants to move the football, he is able to move the football.
And he is not the problem here tonight. He had that one mistake, but he also had an 87-yard touchdown run. So it's hard to put the blame on him right there.
Yeah.
4:25 left to go. Second and we're going to call it 5. Maybe it's 4. Second and 4.
And if you're Prairieville, you're in the driver's seat for this because you have a good field goal kicker.
Yep.
Parkview does not.
It's
so
going to be a loss.
So if you're Prairieville, you're saying we need to get the ball down the field. We have a chance to win this.
Yep. Landon Smith and number 11, Peyton Jenkins, just made a sandwich out of Wallace. They're going to say he got a yard out of it. That might be generous. 3rd and 3.
I mean, in this play, I think for the rest of the game on third down, you have to keep the ball in the quarterback's hands.
3.5 minutes left. And quick pass, and it is nearly caught on the carom. I think that was a tackle eligible. I think they were trying to get it to Gill.
It looked like the bottom of the screen. If you watch the pass, number 86 at the bottom, he was ready to catch that. I think there was just a miscommunication right there. That's what that looked like. And they're going for it.
No, they're not. They're punting. No, I saw Kelly come out. Clock is stopped at 3:26. Will they go for it on a punt? Ooh, gets it away just in time. No contact. And it's going to be out of bounds at about the 36-yard line. And the punter, number 34, Luke Lyons, did a good job getting that away because that bounced about 2 yards short of him. And he was lucky that that ball came right back at his shins.
That was a decent punt for what literally the snap that was dealt to him. But and now you have to go back to defense. 3:19. I mean, Prairieville, they've had 2 drives this half, but one of them was an 87-yard touchdown run.
Yep.
So.
Well, that was at the end of the first half. They did have the run by Wallace, the one that the quarterback tucked it in and then gave it to him. That was a beautiful play right there. It's first down at the 37-yard line. I think Prairieville's their attitude right there is they're not going to kick a field goal, so they have to get into the end zone. So let's just keep them out the end zone and take our chances.
And they're putting 8 guys in the box and saying, if you're going to beat us, you're going to have to throw the football.
They haven't thrown the football in a while.
Yeah.
Keeper does a good job getting something out of nothing. 2 or 3.
And Prairieville they have done a great job in this second half. You see it right there, the stretching out, and number 9 and number 83, Creel and Eric Williams. They have done a great job of stretching out those plays and not letting Parkview take the edge from them.
2nd and 7, 2:50 left to go. This could be the final drive of the game. If Parkview can do something, it's going to be 3rd down and about 4. This game could be headed to overtime.
Yeah.
I haven't seen one of those in a long time.
Has Prairieville played an overtime game yet?
No.
So we might be witnessing even more history tonight.
3rd and 3, 2:25 left to go. Turnover right here would be the perfect scenario for the Canes. And it's 4th down. Makes the stop, 2 yards shy, 2 minutes left to go. 2 timeouts remaining for Parkview. Do they go for it? They look like they're going for it.
Wow. This is huge.
Wow. Big play, 4th and 2. Will they snap the ball?
Or do they try to draw them? Are they just trying to draw them off sides?
14 on the play
at the end of the day, the 5 yards really matter.
14, now 10. And they run it with 5 seconds left on the clock.
No.
And he is close. He is close.
That second effort that he had was amazing.
I don't know. That's going to be a judgment call.
That was what a second effort right there.
I think you could give it to him, and you can't really complain, but I think it could go the other way too.
Lost his helmet, Sorrell with it.
They are marking it short right now.
Are they measuring?
I can see it from here. They're short. They have to get just past if the first down marker is correctly placed, it's just past the 47-yard line. The ball is just at the 47-yard line.
So are they even going to measure? Looks like they're changing offense and defense. It looks like Prairieville stopped them.
Let's see.
So far, the referees have not made a decision.
If the marker is right, it's not a first down. They missed it by about 8 inches.
They're going to measure. The referee's over there on the sideline. He's getting the chains right now.
That's why they kind of got out the way. I'm going to be wrong, but from where I see it, they don't have it.
You need the little yellow line on the field. This place is going to erupt if that is short, and which we think it is. But this place is going to erupt if that is indeed short.
Stretch it. Stretch it. Come on.
Oh, that's short. That's short.
Short by about a foot. Prairieville ball with 1:18 left to go. What a stop by the Canes on defense.
And Sorrell, with the second effort he had on that, like you said, if he would have gotten the first down, no one would have complained. He was hit 3 yards by the line of scrimmage away from the first down. Was able to fight over it, lost his helmet. You have 1:18 left. You've got to put the ball in the air at some point.
Or you just run Kelly and see what you can do, because he can break it. He's broken it on 3 or 4 drives. Man in motion. Handoff. Big hole. 8 yards.
You got tempo here. You got to move.
They have 3 timeouts.
Yep.
We're approaching a minute. There's no hurry.
And they have a kicker. I don't know where he's good from. I watched him kick some around the 20 to 25.
Now we have a whistle.
Looks like they're calling timeout, Parkview.
Who's called? Parkview calls a timeout. And so we'll keep it here. Why don't we take a look at Prairieville's schedule? Because they're trying to even their record at 1-1, which will be where they were last season. But this is a lot different. They didn't play Renaissance last year. They played Thrive, and that was an easy win. Renaissance is a really good team. They beat Abbeville by about 40 points last night. Next week, you got Riverside. Riverside blew them out, too, but that's a 1A team that maybe you can wear out if you don't make mistakes. But the big one is Dutchtown. That's in 2 weeks. But look at after that, you finish with St. Thomas Aquinas. You play 6 district games in a row. Can they win one? The most likely scenario is probably the homecoming game against Live Oak. 2nd and 2. 55 seconds left to go.
It would be great to see them get a district win this year.
They still have 3 timeouts. Looks like they're going to throw
got
it.
Him open. Oh.
Rolls out, and that's where he goes to the corner. He's got a first down.
Oh, okay.
Yes, he does have the first down. They're at the 34-yard line. Don't have to call their timeouts.
Taj Wallace has to be careful on blocking on that edge.
Yeah.
You can see the Parkview player go flying right there.
I was holding my breath for a hold.
That was either a blind. The coach right now for Parkview is chewing out the ref because he's saying it was a blind side block. It was a blind side block. I mean, it was. And I'll give the refs. They have very much swallowed their whistles this game. There's been a lot of stuff, but they've been fair on both teams.
46 seconds. Prairieville trying to get a win. Keeper breaks a tackle, close to a first down. You probably have a timeout right here.
Yeah, they called their timeout.
So they call a timeout. They still have 2 timeouts remaining, 38 seconds left. I don't think they. Wait, there is a flag.
Oh, a face
mask against Parkview. I did not see that. That'll give them a first down.
That's a 15-yard penalty.
They're going to have to mark this off. Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, he won the tackle.
Yep.
When he threw the flag and went under the players.
Okay.
Wow.
Now you're in the red zone.
Now you're in field goal range. I mean, and they didn't have to burn a timeout either. I do not think that timeout had to count.
Nope. Pass. Caught. Close to a first down. Inside the 5.
Calling timeout. They called timeout. Oh, no, they're letting the clock run.
So it's short of a first down. 2nd and 1. Now the timeout is called. Caught by Jackson, I believe.
Wow.
So now it's going to be 2nd and short, and Prairieville is knocking on the door. Almost like an extra point here if they can get the get to a situation where they can kick the ball. Now Parkview, they're struggling here, trying to hold on. Now they could potentially fall to 0-2. Let's look at their schedule. They have to go to Iowa next week. They're pretty good. Then you got St. Martinville, and then you got the district. And the district, you got some good teams and you got some bad teams.
Yeah.
Madison Prep is good. Port Allen's all right. Collegiate, not very good. U-High, that's going to be probably a loss. Mentorship, possibly a win. Glen Oaks, possibly a win. If you can get your stuff together, get your act together, you could win 5 or 6 games.
Yeah, they have a chance to make the playoffs.
Who knows? Yeah.
I mean, really, if they could win next week against Iowa, I mean, there's 4 to 5 winnable games on their schedule.
Yep.
So they have a chance. And what we've seen out here today, look, they've played tough. Mm-hmm. This has not been Parkview has just made a host of errors. I don't understand what's going on here.
I think that they haven't set the ball yet.
No, I think
and
the play clock went off.
The play clock is off.
Only on the right side. It's still on the left side.
Yeah. They cannot see the play clock.
So they're resetting it. So if they can't get it reset, the referees will have to keep the play clock themselves.
That should not be a problem right here.
Yeah.
25.
You hate it because Prairieville had momentum, and now you're.
Second and 1.
Here we go.
And they're going to throw it, and it's deflected and dangerous. 19 seconds left. 18, actually. They ran an extra second.
Wow. I mean, they're trying to catch them off guard.
And some contact, and the ball kind of fluttered. Third and 1. I would expect Kelly to keep it right here. Maybe get closer to the center of the field.
Maybe so.
Because this would be about a 22-yard field goal.
I get
Usner's got the range for that, for sure.
I get the feeling coach is going for a touchdown. That's 2 straight passes. He wants us touchdown.
Third down. And
got the first.
He gets the first with 15 seconds left. Clock still running. Now it stops at 12.
So now you've got 2, maybe 3 shots at the end zone. You know, you might this first one is a choice, a run at a pass, because you have that other timeout. Oh wow, they ran it all the way down to 8.
Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna. We're gonna see.
Looks like we're having some clock trouble. That's not good.
And so we'll keep it here, and we want to remind you that we have our games of the week next week, and we'll be at Dutchtown for collegiate prep homecoming. Should be a fun night for the Griffins. And you see Kennedy at Santa Ma as well. Then 2 weeks from now, Prairieville goes to Dutchtown. And that ought to be a fun one, too. Scotlandville at Santa Ma. That's going to be homecoming night for the Gators out at the pit. And you can see right there, Rev Sports 1 and Rev Sports 2. Subscribe to both of them because you never know which Rev Sports your team's going to play on. And then you got, for Prairieville fans next week, they go to Riverside. Now you have to subscribe, and it's going to be live streamed on VSN. But it's what we call Rev Game of the Week Expanded. So now, you just don't want to put the ball on the ground. You have a game-winning field goal in your pocket. Kelly, shotgun. Throws. Touchdown! And Prairieville has the lead. Who caught that?
It's 14.
That's Detman.
The junior receiver.
Hudson Detman with a
huge catch.
Possible game winner. Nice slant route. Beat number 2, Maddie. Had position. Great throw and catch by Skylar Kelly. 8 seconds left to go. Prairieville possibly 8 seconds away from a colossal victory. Extra point. And it's 21-14 with 8 seconds left. Now, we're going to keep it here. And what we can look at is the Class 5A top 10, because we haven't looked at that yet. So that's something good to look at while we wait for a fantastic finish. Number 1 is Carr. What a shock. Catholic High, number 2. Ruston's number 3. They lost in the championship last year to Central. Central's 5. Neville is 4. St. Aug 6. Ash, they had a big win last night. They're now 2-0, actually. John Curtis, 1-0. Destrehan lost, but it was a close game against a tough opponent, 0-1. And Zachary rounds out the top 10 at 1-0.
That is a tough 10 teams right there.
Yep.
This year looks like it's going to be an awesome time in the playoffs.
Can Prairieville get a win against a team that beat them by 40 points last year?
I mean, like we said, this is the biggest win in program history if this happens.
Yes, that's the two teams they beat, no disrespect to St. Thomas Aquinas and Thrive, but this is a solid 3A program, a competitive 3A program. Yes, they're on a kind of downswing right now, but Parkview is a name brand program here in South Louisiana. When you say you beat Parkview, people can be like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
But this game's not over yet.
No. 8 seconds. I don't know if you put this ball high in the air.
And it's going to be, don't let it go out of bounds. It does not. Clock is running. Keep him out of the end zone. Tackled at the 15.
We got one play left.
Number 31, Devin Williams. Another Williams.
Yep.
There's like 5 of them on defense.
All right, and now this is prevent. This is where you send 4 guys at the quarterback and you send the other 7 and say,
you got a 7 deep.
Yep. Don't
85 yards. 1 play left. Prairieville might be about to get the biggest win in school history.
This place is electric right now, and it is waiting to erupt.
I bet you the kids go on the field if they win. And you can't really see it from your shot, but everybody is lined up against the wall there, waiting to go down. 3 seconds left.
The student section is.
Now we have the timeout. Prairieville's going to talk it over, and we're going to keep it here. I don't know if we can get a shot of the Prairieville stands, but like there are still people in the stands, but there are as many people up against the wall there, or against the little fence, I guess what you could call it. And like they're all huddled in the middle. But you see right there that you have some of the students, and there's the student section. And they're hungry for a win. They thought they had I talked about the Jamboree game. They thought they had Dutchtown beat. And I'm not trying to be biased or anything, but we have video evidence that Dutchtown won on the final play. The foot was out of bounds. But still, they feel like that was a win, but they didn't get the win, so they couldn't go on the field. Now, this is a chance where you can get on the field. Whoa, there we go. 3 seconds.
Here we go. They got the 4 deep shell.
3 players in midfield. 1 at the 35, 1 at the 30. There's no time left on the clock. This is the final play. It's incomplete. Prairieville wins. Prairieville wins the game. They beat Parkview Baptist. Last year that game was 53-13 Parkview. Tonight it's Prairieville 21, Parkview Baptist 14. And look at Coach Schmidt. You'd swear he lost by 40, but look at that look. He shakes hands with the coach. He's like, yeah, okay, all right. You see right there some of our other Coach Collier right there. And everybody is happy, but you really couldn't tell by the coaches. No. It was like, yep, okay, good game. I bet you it's going to be a little different once they get into the locker room. Yeah, and look, here come the players on the far side. That's the happiest I've ever seen Prairieville football players.
That's that Bill Belichick, Nick Saban. You know, you see them and you go, did they win or did they lose the game? We can't tell by their reaction, but great job by Prairieville. That was, I mean, literally the keys to victory. They had to believe. They avoided the big quarters, and they did exactly what they said. They shortened the game.
Yeah, they what did they do? They scored with 8 seconds left on the clock. They didn't score with 1 minute and 8 seconds left on the clock. You'd swear you get lucky sometimes. Or you swear I talked to the coaches, too. What a win for the Canes.
It was. That's the kind of thing you need when you're building a program. These are the steps that you need to see when you're going into year 2. The teams that were beating you by 40 and 50, you need to be competitive in those games, or you need to be winning those games. And now this is a great step, so now it points to next year, too. Hey, we're hanging with the Parkviews now. How do we keep on going? How do we start hanging with the Dutchtowns, the EAs, the Santa Mauls?
Yep.
How do we start taking those next steps? Because we've seen it in Ascension Parish. Dutchtown came in the first year, terrible. They come out the next year, and they're almost playing for a state championship.
And here they come on to the student section, and they haven't done this in a big game yet.
I don't even think the students know what to do.
They really don't. And next week, they take on Riverside. Now, that's a 1A team, but they lost.
The team is coming off the field.
Yep.
And going to the fans.
They lost by a 50 score again last year to Riverside. We'll see what they can do next week, and then you get to district play.
The team is partially leaving the field, partially going to the locker room.
Mm-hmm.
This is a
great moment.
Yes.
Great moment. And we want to keep it here for a second because this is history, I suppose. And there's Courtney Mancuso,
Yeah.
the principal, and a couple of the other admins and other people out there. Now, we do have one update.
Wow.
Game still in the third quarter. EA, what is it, 42 to 35.
42.
EA 35.
They came back.
42, Salmon 35 in the third quarter. As we have a very happy Prairieville Hurricane fan base tonight.
Only Prairieville is the only team in Ascension Parish playing defense this year. That is what we have learned so far. This is crazy. I mean, 35 to 42, and it's only halfway through the third.
Yep, that's wild. So
not as wild as this game was, though.
This was fun.
This was, and spot on, Jeff, with the keys to victory. I mean, it literally came down to all three of those things for the final play of the game.
Yep, absolutely. As you had that touchdown pass from Kelly to Detman that ended it. And so we're going to wrap it up now on a very triumphant night in Prairieville, Louisiana, as Prairieville High School wins 21-14 over Parkview Baptist. So that's going to do it for our broadcast here tonight. I want to thank everybody. I want to thank Andre. I want to thank Lyle back at home. I want to thank Courtney and Zayd and all of our camera operators. I want to thank Jonathan, and I want to thank all of our sponsors who helped us out tonight, who came out here on the field and talked to us. I want to thank Alexis Dry from the Prairieville Band, and I guess that's it. Anybody else? Nope. Oh, yeah, Kenny Ridgedale. Why not? Thank you, Kenny, for talking about the swim meet that you're going to see on
with
REV.
the Louisiana Medical Association.
Yes, that's the one. Yes, thank you so much. So thanks to everybody. And I'm Jeff Porsche. And I just, they make me look good. And that's a hard job. But we're done. Our final score, Prairieville 21, Parkview 14. You have been watching the REV Game of the Week.